Hey everybody, Ghost7, King of the Penguins here, back with our super popular podcast. Grab a perch and enjoy as we discuss all relevant Advanced Wars by Web news with special guests and maybe a surprise? Stay tuned to find out. It's me, Ghost7, here with Humida and Bum, who I've heard is a genius entrepreneur as well as a map committee member and very prolific with the maps from my understanding. Is that right, Bum?
It's true. You also forgot I am the meme contest winner.
And you're the main contest winner. What's that?
The main contest? It's the only thing that matters.
The main contest?
Meme.
Meme.
On the Reddit.
Oh my gosh, meme. I missed out on that. When was that contest?
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I thought everybody knew.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Maybe
so
I'm
out
not
of it.
as cool as I thought. I mean, it's not possible, but maybe.
Was there a winning meme?
Yeah, if you go to the Reddit, you can look at them.
Oh wait, we need to check this out. How do I find it? I never go to Reddit.
You have to drop a link somewhere.
Okay, I think I found it,
I think Red Halo's been posting them.
but it's gonna be hard to find the contest.
The Reddit's not that active.
I see a lot from Red Halo and Soul for Rent.
Red Halo does a good job of pushing the Reddit for sure. For everyone that didn't know, there is indeed an Advanced Wars by Web subreddit, and I only know about that because at some point someone accused me of being a cheater on there, and they're
Damn.
because my win streaks were too good.
Damn.
Relatable.
Relatable.
Wait, do you have a link, Boom, to the meme? I really want to see what was the winning meme.
Alright.
I think the people here would like to see it too, because I'm not sure how many people knew about this.
7 cheater confirmed. No.
Do you remember? You don't have to say who it was, but do you remember who it was who said that you were cheating? Go.
No. I didn't even see it. It came up on like the Discord. Like the mods were like looking into it and stuff. Well, they didn't really look into it. They were like, this is clearly not true.
Okay, I see that meme.
Pull this up. Unfreeze you guys. There you go. What do we got here? The dilemma meme contest. Alrighty. Pick an optimal CO appropriate to the map. Pick your favorite waifu. Grim is clearly the correct choice there.
This is secretly a Grim Best Waifu post.
I feel like everyone in the live league goes for the Grim waifu pick.
It's true. It's true.
Well, nice. Congrats.
Sasha's optimal CO. There's. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I just went with the obvious,
The obvious ones. Adder.
Yeah, or maybe not Fog.
In standard.
In standard, yeah. But Olaf's not in standard, right? Or is he?
I mean, in tier 2, in big maps.
I feel like Eagle and Max are like upgraded in standard.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I felt like these were just like the obvious, easy to play COs.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Are we? But no Jess for the pick your favorite waifu.
Well, Jess is actually a good CO though. That's the problem.
Not in standard.
I mean, yeah, in standard, no.
Sonya.
Oh, Sonya. Yeah, you're missing Sonya.
Sasha.
well, I
Oh
like to
yeah,
think
why
so,
Sasha's
yeah.
a waifu tier? And Sam. Oh, I
don't
don't know.
know
I don't
when-
know. We're digging too much into the details
my
here.
mood is in shambles. You ruined my meme.
I feel like instead of Sasha, it should have been Sonya, and then it would be the best.
Well, it's hard for each tier. You gotta.
I think the waifu grim probably pushed it over the edge
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
that one is indeed.
Very true, very true.
How is Kindle not waifu tier? It's because Kindle's too good to be waifu. That's
Yeah,
my
exactly.
understanding.
Yeah. Kindle is just too good. Nerf Kindle.
Remove Kindle. Done.
Remove Kindle. I mean,
Remove
there's
Kindle.
another one right there that I would. Some people would say to remove.
Well, we could form a voting block in the map committee.
That's true.
I mean, we're always the ones that do the tiers. No, we can ban certain CEOs.
Pump off habits. Get some power, amass some power. We can change everything.
True, true.
It's true. Oh, Bum, how long have you been in the map committee?
June last year.
Oh, okay. So a good time.
Yeah, jeez.
Almost a whole year.
Yeah, a lot.
That's 7 years in dog years.
7 years. That's true. That's true. What would you say is your main role in the map committee?
Well, funnily enough, making maps.
Oh, really?
How many map committee members actually make maps?
Not too
Oof.
many, because there's so
Oof.
much grading,
I'm
right?
calling them out.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Nah, I rank the maps. I help people in design maps.
Yeah.
I yell at people in the map committee. Chat.
You yell at people in the map committee?
Not really.
Because from
I
my
humbly
understanding, you kind of like
request my
make a
maps.
lot of maps, and then you get into the map committee, and then all your time is spent looking through other people's maps that you don't have too much time to make your own.
Not false.
Not false.
I mean, like me and a few of us have not really made maps. Like, I've never had an A rank map, and I still managed to somehow get into the MC. Same with
Wow.
like
Yeah.
habits.
I mean, if you're a good player who can play at a high level and analyze maps at a high level, then you can do the rotations, which is probably more important.
Yeah,
That's true. That's one of the big parts of the map committee is the rotations for sure.
yeah. Habits there does a really good job
For now.
for now.
Dump him off.
For now.
We got plans.
You
If
looking for his
Habits
job?
ever leaves the MC, the global league will just be the same rotation for like a whole year.
I was almost part of the map committee, so
Oh, really?
you would have seen utter chaos if I was in control of the rotation.
Oh,
What
no.
would have been your day one change?
My day one, what?
Change. Like, what would you change out?
Oh, well, I put forward like my own fog rotation that I thought would be good, and it includes some maps that are pretty. They're not bad, but they're often hated. And I'm like, these are the maps that will just take all the ire and make all the other maps
Look better.
feel better to play on.
I mean, there's a bit of strategy there. You gotta.
Yeah. And I think my rotation mostly got adopted, but just a few of them didn't. A few of the maps didn't make it in, but that's okay.
Isn't there a meme that gets thrown around of like, let's just throw Caustic Finale in fog, so people really hate it, and then people love again all the other fog maps that we have nowadays that get so much hate.
There's some, there's some theory to it. Yeah.
The lightning round
Caustic Finale
strategy.
would not be good in the fog, no.
I say bring back pipe dreaming.
Pipe dreaming.
I actually wanted to talk about that map.
Oh yeah, we can look it up right now.
I can send it
I'd
to
bring
you.
Grid down to tier 2 immediately, maybe even tier 4 sometimes. Pipe dreaming.
There you go. Yeah, this map, it was controversial. I mean, it is. I actually saw it got bumped down to B rank.
Yep.
It got
but it
bumped
was in
down
the
to B rank. Oh, this has been I covered so many games on this map.
It was popular. People loved it. Except the players who actually cared about balance.
What was unbalanced about it?
Oh, I think the mid was just too important. I can't remember.
The middle, really?
Really?
I never actually got to play this map. I had one match against Tordred, and he offered me a draw because he didn't like the map. Or he said it was...
Oh, no.
That was like too stally or something like that. So I was like,
yeah, I can't remember exactly why. Does anyone in chat know?
The RNG for the B-boat kill is yikes. That is very true.
That's true.
Remove Kindle, exactly.
No, but like tier 4, you had to pick either Jess or Jake, which I guess you will always do. But to get that RNG, but it's kind of like a luck factor that maybe you get to kill the B-boat in 2 turns with 110 firepower, and sometimes you won't. And it's like it's a roll of the dice whether you get the base early or not.
That's a pretty rough roll too. True. I think for many of the games I saw on this, there's a lot of fighting around the comm towers, and a lot of fighting in these little sequestered areas off to the side.
I think maybe the comm towers were it was too much of a choke point. You couldn't really get to the corners. Like you get some infantry there, but maybe that was it.
I know sometimes people get
kind
of locked out. Is these comm towers these ones, of course, are just kind of given for free. But these ones are like in range of the pipe runner to lock it down, and then other units can come by and help deny it forever. But I thought that most people enjoyed the map. It was just the higher
perfect map, no problems.
The higher ranked players ruined it for you, huh?
It's these top players, man. These top players, they're always complaining.
Players are the worst enemy of mappers. We just ban players. Don't play on my maps.
Well, I mean, look, it had good turn advantage though. 49-51. It's basically perfect.
That is better than some GL maps.
Yo, Eagle though. Oh my gosh. Oh, only 5 games. Only 5 or 8 games total. 9 games total.
I don't think it must not have been tier 2.
Who here's got a broken win rate? Nell, of course. No. Olaf? Oh, it must not be tier 2. Olaf, 20%. My god. Sturm. 68% is Sturm. So there was a lot of Sturm games on here, huh?
I feel like if Sturm breaks a map, is that really a broken map or is that just Sturm?
That's usually just Sturm. Sturm gets just banned, right?
Yeah.
Why is Sturm breaking this map? You've got...
the infantry can do some
faster. I guess you get a chain here from this city to this city right away. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You don't get this too much faster.
I mean, that middle base is blocked by 2 forests.
That's a good point.
True.
And this one too, yeah. Yeah, so you just get the much faster reinforcements, just ignoring the like capture chains even.
Also, the black boat doesn't die.
Oh, true. The black boat's gonna live longer. Oh my god.
I think Drake was allowed.
Ooh.
In terms of like black boat.
Drake's black boat's even nastier because he doesn't get the Manus.
I wonder if Kindle actually kills Drake's black boat in 2 turns. If maybe she's the only one in tier 3.
Can we do the math, or is that too hard?
Because it's 140 firepower.
Up against Drake. Black boat. Where's the black boat? Right here. On a city. The 7 is a 3-turn. It's a 3-turn kill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much defense.
It's a lot of defense.
He has what? 30% defense or 20?
I think it's 25.
I think it's 25. Yeah, or no?
Such a random number.
I think it might just be 20. These are things you think I would know.
According to the chart.
Yeah. It's 25?
25.
I don't think that's 25. A real number for many of the games. I think that's like
it's a made-up one.
Mixed number.
25. So yeah, when he's on a city, That's 55 defense. Because, of course, black boats get defense boost from cities. They enjoy the rain stars. So it's even higher than Sturm. Sturm would also take 3 shots, though. Toxic.
Yeah, too much defense.
Flawless map. I think, well, if we had a different tile that could somehow act like that black boat without having to use a black boat, that would be nice.
I agree.
I've always felt like there could be a pipe seam that is a bit more flexible. Like either you can reduce the health of the pipe seam, or that when you destruct the pipe seam, it becomes a sea tile or some other tile that's not a plains.
Yeah, a steady pipe seam would be amazing.
Yeah, and that can enable a lot of things map-wise. Could be really cool.
Oh, you made logarithmic.
Oh, I made everything.
Oh my gosh. So do you specialize in fog maps then?
No, I didn't make any fog maps until maybe less than a year ago. And now I mostly make fog maps, so...
Okay, this is something I think a lot of people have questions about, is what's the main difference between making fog maps and standard maps?
I would say mountains and forests do completely different things. And also the density of tiles has to be way lower in fog.
Yeah. You get even you see this logarithmic. There's so many planes.
Yep.
And it's kind of forced.
The standard's fun in that you can kind of just put forests down for fun. Like if you remember Missed Connections, that was just spamming forests basically.
Yeah.
Fog, you have to think about it a little bit more. So the balance is probably a little bit tighter.
Yeah, because in standard, the terrain kind of somewhat decides the gameplay very, very heavily. But in Fog of War, you have the fog to help guide all of that.
Well, ever since what's his name, WYJ, he reinvented fog to be more about player tactics than map.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good thing broadly, but really open maps are kind of boring after a while. So we're kind of trying to find a way to make them interesting again while also allowing that expression.
It's true. Yeah. He kind of revolutionized it, and then no one's been able to really go to another level. I think even he's expressed discontent with that. Yeah,
well, his style, obviously he's very influential, but his style is kind of bland, really. It's very incredibly open, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
the main thing because it gives players more decisions, because there's nothing locking them into any certain path. But too much decision is not fun. You want to guide decisions in a clever way, such that each map plays differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's also something interesting in, how certain maps have specific little gimmicks or little things, little time windows. Like for example, in this one, I guess this one would be the more like WYJ style, but there is the pipe seams that are important, like the timings of when to break them.
Yeah.
And so there's that shift of fronts. There's a whole video that Elagatua did. Talks about
it. You tag Advance Wars.
He needs to tag Advance Wars in those videos. Yeah.
I search Advance Wars and it doesn't come up.
Wow.
That's wild.
I should check if I tag my videos. I'm not sure if I do.
Something I found.
V1 of Logarithmic was a perfect example of Sturm breaking the map. I think it was in the tournament where LVJD did a Sturm ref.
Yep.
And it had the 4 com towers too.
Exactly. Sturm broke the map. The map was fine for non-Sturm, but then Sturm broke the map, so then I had to redo it.
Yeah. Sturm will do that.
It's clearly Jay's fault for putting tier 1.
I try and blame Jay as much as possible.
We all do.
Something I found very weird with this map is that the pipe seams are here so that you can get shorter routes to the front lines, I assume.
Yep.
But then you also put forests on the path through every pipe seam, so it's like you can make your route shorter, but not too short. The
trick with fog is to make a small map that feels big. And the way you make it feel big is to slow reinforcements down. If it's too fast, then it's just a brawl. It stalls. It doesn't work. So I think slight efficiency gains from pipe seats are probably pretty good medium.
Yeah.
Or you could just make a huge fog map, which some people do.
That's the
Chosen
beach style.
reservoir.
Yeah, exactly.
You just make it big.
So as we're in the topic, I actually got a similar question from Roda Daman. He said, I struggle with terrain on my fog maps, either too many forests or too much empty plains. If you could give me some tips on finding the right amount of forests for fog maps, that would be cool. So like balancing forests and plains. Do you have like a certain, I don't know, rule of thumb?
Not a rule of thumb. To start off, I kind of just eyeball it. I try and fill in terrain. I try not to have too many gaps. As you can see in this map, there's never more than a 2x2 of plains in any one spot. But I think in terms of map making, if you want a contested area that really works, what I like to do is I like to put important tiles diagonal from each other. So see below your cursor there, you've got a city, diagonal you've got a forest, and then diagonal you've got a silo. So up in the top middle and bottom middle.
Yeah.
With roads in between them with some plains around. So there's a whole different tile variety. But no important tile is directly next to another tile. I mean, sometimes you do, like the com tower.
Yeah, the com
tower. But you spread the tiles out so that an army can't just sit in a really tight spot. And there's always ways to wall break, but there's still important things to take.
Yeah. Pretty much never have two forests next to each other in a part of the map that matters. There are maps that break the rule and still work.
Of course.
Like the first step into fog, but
I'd also never put forests within artillery range of each other, but sometimes I do. For instance, here you can see the vertical ones are artillery range from each other.
They are, but they're on like the same. Same.
It's
on the same side.
Contested. If that's contested, then one player is overextended.
Yeah. If you had like a forest here and a forest here.
Yeah, and I generally don't put forests directly next to cities either. I think that's kind of too strong, specifically for Kindle and stuff like that. You can see near the HQ I've done it to try and enable an HQ push if you like are really going to do it.
Yeah.
But in the normal contested areas, I wouldn't do that.
So what do you think about like just having all the fronts be all plains? Like not all plains, but like no forests. So the forests are just used as like reinforcement delays. You know,
I think that's like the ultimate form of the WIJ map, right? Where it's just an open field. It's all about fog play. It's all about vision. It's all about, positioning.
He has some forests, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's like the ultimate player expression is no terrain at all.
I mean, Stalingrad is like full of forests.
Yeah, exactly. That's the classic example of like the safe fog map that we keep going back to because it's really good for player expression.
But what I mean is like no forests in the fronts. So like it's all about the vision.
You can. I prefer not to. I think if you've got forests defensively but not contested, then it can stall really easily. So even in Stalingrad, you can see they're contested forests. There's no forests. There's no like dead zones with no forests.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can't push into forests from no forests. Well, I mean, you can, but good luck.
Forests are so strong. It's crazy.
It's just it's the combination. It have the increased defense and also vision.
You need 3 tiles.
The thing would be to split those two things off, right? So you got a hiding tile and you got a middle defense tile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you can see
that was
here.
also WIJ. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the foundational fog guy.
Yeah.
This one seems like the least WIJ map, though.
I know he's introducing so many mountains.
It's very choky.
You have the weird delayed base over here.
Yeah.
Mega Man's here. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. But yeah, I think with fog maps, a lot of the kind of the nuance, the mid is kind of generally WIJE, but the nuance comes from the reinforced routes. So like the bases, the mountains around the bases, the rivers. That's where fog maps really differentiate themselves. And if you look at, I think Rip made a few maps recently that are in the Global League currently, and like he has really interesting reinforcement routes, even though the middle is basically normal WAJ.
Yeah, I was actually seeing that. There's like 2 or 3 maps that the Rip has.
I think he's got 2 in League at the moment.
One is Butterfly.
Butterfly
Like
Net.
Oh, there it is.
Very nice. I'm very happy that he's using the labs.
And he's actually going pretty minimal on the forest as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I feel like the labs in Fog should definitely be utilized more, just because it means you don't have to put the black boat on the HQ necessarily. It's harder.
Sure.
It's both harder to HQ cheese, and it makes it so there's more points on the map that can be contested.
Realistically, though, you're never going to win by HQ cap on this map.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of just removing HQ as an element when you do this, which is fine. But I like my HQs. I like having an HQ endgame, and I actually quite like having a backboat that does something. I like having it.
I do like the black boat on the HQ. There's just like I personally like the black boats on the HQ as I push for them heavily, but I know there are people out there that don't like it.
I don't like it when they just sit there. If they're just like sitting there and they can't move, yeah, I don't really like that.
Oh, that's the other one. Rainbow's End. Yeah. Thank you, Mega Man. Rainbow's End is the other Rip map.
Also frictionless, which is probably new.
Reminds me of like Settles or Frostleaf, the base setup, like the water and the bridges.
Yeah,
It does. It does. Interesting. This one seems like it's fairly low econ too.
quite open as well. There's not that much in your way to get out.
Yeah. Just a little route over here. And one forest each. What do you think about the economy of fog or standard maps? Like what level of income should you have per side?
Something I like to do is I like to have 2 comm towers, and I think that's better with kind of middle income so that you can afford tech units but not all the time. So you have a few to kind of punch through with extra damage but not too much. So I kind of like, 16 to 19k, although some of my maps go up to 22ish.
Oh, so do you not consider like what buys you can get a certain amount of money? Where like if you hit 18k suddenly you can go battlecopter, tank, infantry, for instance.
Absolutely. I mean, in base night, for instance, you have to avoid 17k because then you just go tank, copter, infantry every turn.
Every single turn, yeah. And you just can't beat it. You just can't beat it.
So yeah, you definitely factor it in.
Okay.
And, on no airport maps with 3 bases, 21k is triple tank, and that's pretty good. So you do factor it in. You think about those kind of things. But I don't have hard rules about income.
And when it comes to like placing the properties on the map, how do you just kind of place them aesthetically, or are you thinking about what kind of capture routes people are going to have?
A bit of both. The ones around the bases are definitely much more curated. Basically, the cities that I really care about are the first few captures and then the contested properties. Everything else I kind of just fill in.
He's like, I know Weege. I don't think he thought too much about where to put the cities. He's like, it's going to be a pattern.
Yeah, he was very much, tessellation.
What do you think, Boom,
Especially
about chains, capture chains? What's your take on them?
I like them contested. I don't like them cap phase. Like on this map, for instance, you can see there's a nice chain from the middle base, not the middle base, the first pre-owned base.
Yeah, the one base.
And that, the first infantry, for that one, the first infantry of that just has like an obvious choice. There's no decision making there. And I think that's not great. I prefer not to have that.
It's good and bad, right? Because
yeah, It's not the end of the world.
Wikido went like the extreme opposite, and then you run into the problem where players don't know how to like play the map.
It's the classic question: do you make maps for good players, or do you make them for bad players?
Yeah. But like,
I mean, ideally for both.
Ideally for both. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Stalingrad does have the nice chain that like leads into your opponent's comm tower, so like immediately starts to fight.
Exactly. I like chains that encourage fighting. I think that's a good way to get fighting, is to just have chains in the contested areas, because especially if one is kind of belongs to each player, the units are so close that you have to fight basically.
I don't know. Wikido, I think, has left the community a while ago, but he was a map committee member.
Yep.
And I think of which is a really good map to show it off. I mean, they'll all pretty much show it off, but he really was against capture chains, from my understanding.
I think if you have absolutely no capture chains at all, you have more decision making with infantry, because the movement matters a lot more. It's not predestined.
This one actually has some capture chains. Well, you have the immediately one to go here, but you have one tiny one over here with a river. But the thing is, I find the maps. Even as like an experienced player, when there's no capture chains, I find it very difficult to read the map.
Yeah, opening theory matters a lot more without capture chains, because you kind of have to figure it out, and there is probably an optimal route. Ideally, you have no optimal route, though. Ideally, you have a map where there's different ways to go that achieve different things without being
That is
lesser or more
true. Well, I like the maps. And there's... Go back to Stalingrad, I guess. Everyone always goes back to Stalingrad. I like maps where you have the choice of skipping cities for like an advantage later on. And there's a very simple one that a lot of people will run into and learn on Stalingrad is at the bottom and the top, is if you send your first infantry to go past this immediate city right here and let the follow-up infantry go for this capture. You get this capture sooner, which lets you get to the corner faster. And I think that kind of thing is really nice.
Exactly. That's good design, because the obvious choice isn't necessarily the best choice.
Yeah. But it's not like it's bad. Like, you can just capture this and then go for this one.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want an instant lose condition if you do the wrong thing or do a different thing.
Yeah.
I think this map has well-designed cap phases. It's a classic for a reason.
It is the classic for a reason. That's true.
Yeah. There's actually a map that, well, it's not fog, it's standard, but that I thought had a very interesting capture phase. Like, I had to really think about the captures, but there was like different,
what was that?
like rewards. It's called Flower Trading Association.
Oh, I remember this one.
Is that
It's
the
from the
least one?
tournament. I think it is this, right? It says creator Sam Bagger, but it's probably an alt of it.
I think that's the least.
Yeah, so that's our trading.
I can send you the link if not.
There we go. It's FTA.
Flower trading, yeah.
Yeah, exactly that one. Yeah. So like
this is
on the
top
one base one airport side, that's like you have to decide whether to go back for the 2 city, like it's a chain, but it's for the back.
Yeah.
You have to decide to go for the airport instead, but there's no chain after that. Like that infantry is only going to do the airport. If you go forward to like the 2 cities towards the comm tower, or to the side to the other 2 cities, like this, you need like 4 infantry there, and you need to decide which one is going where depending on what your priorities are.
Yeah, you could have complete different infantry priorities there, and none of them would be wrong. I used to hate back caps, but I think they are actually a good way to make the early game interesting.
They can be.
You send it back to the airport, like maybe.
Yeah. On the other side, like the other base is a little bit more obvious. It's like you have to go for the one that is like crossing the black boat. Well, I guess the first one gets the first day capture because it's like the back one.
Well, you can, but sometimes you do want to go straight over. Yeah, I do like it when it's like there's a city immediately that you can capture, but it's not necessarily one you actually want to go for.
Exactly.
You have to be a
So
little
it's still interesting.
with tank order on these kind of maps, because you never know what players are going to do. So it's hard to balance.
That's true. Oh, that's true. That's something we didn't even talk about. It's not all about how your infantry go for like capture routes. It's like
exactly. I like to have one city just straight up from the base, from each base, because that's a good way to get ABBA.
you gotta explain to the viewers what are you talking about.
So when a man and a woman love each other very much. So tank order is a kind of a metric for balance. Because one player always has to go first, it's impossible to have players be perfectly equal in their competitive viability. So a good metric we use to kind of approximate balance is to have one player get the first and the fourth tank, and the other player to get the second and the third tank. That kind of balances out the turn order in a roughly equivalent way, good enough way, that it's like a metric for balance. So a way we measure a map for competitive viability is, does it have ABBA tank order? That's like one of the first things we would look at.
With A being the first player, B
bit.
the second.
A, and you play 1 or 2, either one can be A or could be
Yeah.
B, A, B if you want,
Everyone likes ABBA, so it's good.
It's easy to remember. So if you have one base that has a city within range and another that doesn't, like this map,
Yep.
I don't know what that means for the ABBA tank order, especially because you don't know where people are going to send their infantry. So this would be a hard map to balance.
That's true. And that might be why it's called FTA.
True. And also, if you have an HQ, that's an extra 1k per turn, so that kind of factors in. There's a whole income curve.
Yeah.
Sure,
It looks like it's
something
worked out
this good.
fairly well. Player 2 has a slightly higher win rate, but
Be STA
pretty
then?
decent, though.
STA.
The name is wrong.
The name
And
is wrong.
trading.
Stone Trading Association. The pet rocks.
Did you guys play this map in the tournament?
Yeah.
What
What
are your
did you-
thoughts?
I don't think I liked it, but it's fine. It's a hidden HQ rush map, is what it is.
Yeah,
HQ
that
race
was my looking at it. I'm like, that infantry can go straight for the HQ.
Yeah, like this base has a really difficult time because it's responsible for the
A
center
lot, yeah.
and
Yeah.
the HQ and contesting the comm tower. It's just way too much. So
This
it tends
is a
to be both
Rivendell-
players eventually overwhelm this base because they have like base airport against single base, and then they just kind of rush the HQ.
Yeah, it's also like there's that big pivot of the water and the mountain. So like the little one base in the middle, you're sending tanks, and it's like you don't have to send it towards the middle or towards the HQ. There's that forest too. So it's like that the water part and the mountain really split what that base can do. So as the base and the airport push only forward, because that's like the only thing that it's going to do, the other base is like, do I go to one side? Do I go to the other? It's like you have to invest in. But
Yeah, this is kind of a mixed base light. With
Yeah,
the
kinda.
HQ. I got to tell this is one of his maps without even knowing.
I mean, the HQ already tells you it's any last map.
Yeah.
I can always tell it's in the least map when I look at the base and I see it's surrounded by mountains, and it's like, oh,
Oh, this is actually a good case study of what you definitely could not do in fog, right?
that is true.
Mountains are super valuable in fog. You couldn't have this kind of mountain everywhere. So many
Yeah.
forests. Like, this is standard map design.
Yeah, the terrain.
There's so many
really
forests too.
features
Look
it.
at that, the forest around the comm tower. Although the comm tower is not really contested, I think, because they have the airport. But the city next to the mountain and the forest, that's like super strong.
The comm tower is surprisingly contested because the airport takes so long to
Yeah.
get online. It's really tough to justify going back for the airport over while giving up like all this. Like, if you go back for the airport, maybe this base can actually just take the comm tower first,
Yeah,
and you get the double comm tower against you.
there's a lot of income too. You need like a ton of infantry here.
I know. And
And
space
space
flight.
light.
All right, someone in the chat wanted us to look at Frost Leaf. Is that what it's called? I don't know what the message was.
Frostleaf, I think someone mentioned.
Frost Leaf. Okay.
I think that's an example of like a reinforcement in a fog map.
Is that 2 words?
No. What?
I don't remember. I think it's all together.
There we go. Yeah, this is the wild reinforcement routes.
This is this is the example of what reinforcement routes mean on a fog map.
Yeah. Although this map, I feel like it stalled a lot.
Some people hate the really long, winding reinforcement maps.
Yeah.
What it really does is it makes infantry and air better, because infantry can just dart across those rivers and get transported in copters, whereas vehicles have to go a really long way around.
It's true. Although down here it's not so bad for like going out this way. But
yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about this map is that there isn't that many contested things. It's a pretty high income map.
The no man's land is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like two cities that you can fight for.
Contested in quotes, but there's like forests overlooking it and everything.
Yeah, and you have that super forward airport. Like that com tower is very like I'm not sure how you can flip that airport with that how you can flip that com tower with that airport right there.
I'm surprised this forest isn't a city.
Not all com towers have to be contested. I think
that's true.
Yeah.
On 1T maps especially, you want each player to have a tower. You don't want one person to have 2 or to be 1-0.
Yeah, but it really does feel like there isn't that a lot of contested stuff here. So like global damage here just wrecks.
Just build anti-air. Anti-air is very good on this map. The global damage does just destroy this map too, because there's so much stuff just in
it's a slow map. Any kind of slow map benefits global damage.
Yeah. True, yeah.
I think this is probably going a bit too far in terms of delaying vehicles.
Mega Man has a question for Bum. Why do so many fog maps have super dedicated infantry bases? Example, so I guess that's also talking about like this base right here, and I think that's you can.
Well, let's look at that map. What is it? Fleischway?
Yeah, I know this map. Reimer played Lash into my Von Bolt on this map.
I don't remember which one.
Oh, you'll know it's the thin one.
Yeah.
You got this base here. Is like I assume the one they're talking about with the very much
the other
dedicated one.
As well, yeah.
Well, this is a lone base, so it has to do both.
Yeah,
this one has a neutral base, like directly on its path that vehicles would have to take. So once you have this base online, you have pretty much no reason to ever build a vehicle here.
Yeah, you're just making tanks from the bottom one forever.
Yeah. The short answer is so that people still have infantry in the late game. On this map, for instance, looking at the income, it's kind of just above 2 tanks. So you're going to be spamming tanks from the other bases. What do you need? You need infantry. So it's an infantry base to kind of fill that gap.
Yeah, and it also introduces the prospect of harassment early on, because the infantry are going to be they're going to be outpacing the vehicles by so much that you can pretty justifiably go for some early harassment.
Yeah, you go for recons. I feel like that's usually where recons shine the most, when infantry are pretty fast, but tanks are gonna take forever. So you just make a recon, boom, you start booping at infantry.
Exactly. The infantry's are like on the front lines in like almost one turn, and then you have to both capture this base, and then the tank has to go a little windy through a forest before it gets up here and stuff like that.
Yeah, as a map maker, you're micromanaging the different unit moves, right? In this map, you're micromanaging so the infantry are faster and vehicles are slower, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I actually really like that, like, because infantry are very slow. And it's like, I feel like in very big maps, like maybe like say like, I don't know, Chosen, Reservoir, or like these really big maps, if it weren't for transport copters,
going back for the Weege maps.
Yeah, like once you lose your infantry flood, once you lose like the first wave of infantry that are done capping and whatever, like you have a first fight, you get the first powers or whatever, those infantry are dead, and then it's like you have no more infantry. Then you're just spamming
forever
tanks
to reinforce them.
Oh, that's a big problem. In base light especially, you just have no infantry at all.
Exactly.
I think there's definitely room for like a 3 base map, but one of them is literally infantry base. You cannot build vehicles from it. So it's kind of like a 2.5 base map. I reckon that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a couple of maps like there's gosh, what's that called?
Well, also the maps that have like a black boat or a lander, and so you ferry foot soldiers. Like say
Fire.
What's this map name?
Like this
it's not
is
Misty. Misty is the third one.
rebase, but one's always an infantry.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. That's like the extreme.
I like this map, even though it had like, I really don't like pre-deployed vision.
You don't like
in Fog of War maps.
Oh, okay.
But in this one, I did like it, because usually the pre-deployed vision is kind of just tacked on, but in this case, it's helping the one base. If it's like two base versus one base, but the one base has one advantage, and that one advantage is that it gets to know what the two bases are making.
Yeah.
And the airport as well.
And yeah, I know it's airport, two base versus base, maybe airport. But yeah, and this is I think this might be the only map that I've ever liked. The pre-deployed vision, the peeping Tom, just because it actually had it was kind of like factored into
the round 2 of the latest Mackie Cup had one, didn't it?
I think this is the one, right?
No. What's it called? The old map.
The old
Misty. Oh, Misty, of course.
Oh yeah, Misty has a recon. Yeah.
That was like the OG. Oh, round 1 was it?
Hello, Misty.
No.
There she is.
Look at Misty.
Yeah, I don't like it that much in this one.
I like how you can swap between spying on the base or the airport. I think that's kind of neat.
It's not really swapping between. You just get both.
Well,
You
yeah,
just go back and
turn.
forth every turn.
Unless you're Sonja, then you just.
If you're Sonya, you don't have to. You save yourself some clicks. You don't have to go back.
Exactly.
Overpowered? Alright, remove Kindle and Sonya. We'll get there.
It's not just to Athos. I mean, I don't like to Athos. I also didn't like Witch Trials, whatever it was. Witchcraft.
Oh, Witch Trials. I've never played it. I've only seen it on DJ's video. That's it. That's the only place I've seen a match on it.
Gone?
Is that the one where it's in the middle?
Yeah.
Is it Witchcraft? Does it mean? Oh,
I just typed witch.
isn't it that one? No.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, this one I also didn't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Because this is just kind of tacked on. There's no cost to... Like in the Frozen Fire map, you have one base versus two base airport, so the vision's helping you be like even out that front. But in this case, it's just...
I think in theory it could work. I mean, standard is full information. Fog is limited information. This is kind of halfway. You're like more information, but not full information.
That's their argument. But at least whenever I've played them, it just creates... It kind of promotes cheese. It promotes cheese in that you can just be like, I want to just see everything that they build on this front, and then I can just slam into it perfectly and stuff like that. You don't have...
Yeah, it's kind of the worst of both worlds in a way.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
I would probably take this gimmick, to be honest.
I mean, it's A rank. It's A rank before.
It is.
I kind of don't like.
I did like the black boats here. The black boats are overlooking the forward airports.
I like maps that have like interesting black boat
cool.
placements. Walker does some good black boat placement maps.
The thing that I don't like is that how it's 100% split. Like, it's like you have two different battles.
That's another thing I didn't like about this is there's no front switching. It's no front switching, and you get to see exactly what's on that front. It's
really it's a standard map really with fog rules.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Mega Man is saying the map Normandy. That's the kind of map that I was talking about. There's another one that I can't remember. Isus or Isis. I'm not sure how to say it. Yeah. Where you have that like black boat or lander where you. It's like your weak side. It's kind of the same that we were talking about with like the mountain thing, where you have infantry going really fast, and so it justifies harassing. So there's that balance of like, ooh, how much do I want to rush this side with captures, and how much do I want to go and harass? So it makes it really dynamic, I feel like. So that's really cool. Yeah, this map.
Infantry should have been pipe runners. Yeah. This one does definitely promotes being harassed by recons as well.
Yeah, so if you're making frog maps for all the new players out there, think about how you can tweak the movement for individual types of units to have interesting front lines that are different than just normal movement ranges from each base. Can you make infantry get there really fast? Can you make tanks get there really slow? You know, X, Y, Z.
Yeah. You can be really annoying with the forest placements, just because most or all vehicles require more than one movement to get into this. So you can like place your forest so that the tank just barely can't make it in. Like if the forest is 6 tiles away, the tank just has to move 5 and then has to spend 2 to get through it on the next turn.
Those artillery maps.
That's true. The artillery is like, I don't have to waste this movement. Yeah.
And medium tanks.
And medium tanks, yeah. Weege does play with... That's something to keep in mind for all the Weege maps that have like these labs, oftentimes contested. And that's because the Chinese meta is to have lab units enabled. The lab units being... oh my god, what are they? It's like Neo Tank...
Neo Tanks, Bombers, I think.
Stealth. Neo Tank, Bomber, and Stealth are the lab units. I'm not a huge fan of that because... If you're like, what's good against a Neo Tank? You're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy a bomber or my own Neo Tank, and it's like, no. I'm the one with the labs. So just have fun fighting these Neo Tanks.
Yeah, what are you doing against bombers?
You can build fighters. You can build fighters.
Oh, right. I think there's definitely. I think lab units are a bit unexplored, but you'd need both players to have a lab, like a delayed lab, but some kind of lab. I think a contested lab is kind of just a win condition.
Or maybe you can have 2 contested labs. So it's like, you know, if you're winning one side and you also won the other one, then the other one can't even build Neo Tanks or Bombers.
But I mean, if it's an important unit and one person can build it and the other person can't, that's just game over.
Yeah. It's not. It's
missiles locked behind labs. There's some tech.
There you go. I guess you could do that and then have a missile lock on their airport, but even then, that could end up being a little too much.
Just do tanks, the lab unit, so people play more with recons and artillery.
Hear me out. Infantry lab.
No.
That's
so we see just a flood of mechs.
Hop your mech into the APC so you can start building infantry.
As Nintendo intended.
As they intended.
That'll be funny.
I agree, Grizz. I'm a 2-tower fan.
2-tower fan.
For too long have we suffered under 1 tower.
Yeah, too much RNG. What's this 33% chance gambling? Let's just guarantee the 2 chaos.
For everyone. Andy disapproves.
Except
Why is there Andy so?
I do like Andy. It's a bit sad. Towers kind of delete him as a character.
They do. It becomes so rough playing Andy when there's multiple.
Like he was balanced for Advance Wars 2 where there were no towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just drop Andy to tier 4.
He's either banned or he's bad.
Javier can be okay. There's lots of maps where he's okay.
I'd rather just be Von Bolt, really, if you're getting a tower.
No, because like, oh my gosh. I can just look up Hellraiser.
The
1 tower, artillery heavy. Yeah, I guess.
If it's very artillery heavy.
There's blood on my hands. Like, this is a great map for Javier. He's not overpowered, but there's certain spots on this.
This is a cool map, actually.
This is a classic.
This would not get a high rating today, but it deserves its rating as it is.
Yeah. Yeah. The comm tower is something you get later on. So Javier kind of has a rough-ish start. And what matters a lot is that artillery are amazing on the sides, and they're okay in the center too, but they're amazing on the sides, which have huge choke points, and they can also lock down cities.
This is an anti-WIJ map.
It is.
Exactly.
It is. Don't play this in fog.
It's so choky.
Look
at those one tile bridges.
This would get C rank today probably.
No. If you've never played this map and you play against someone who's experienced on this map, you are going to die so hard. There's so many knowledge checks.
We try to have knowledge checks in GL.
If you say you speak from experience, go.
I did not have problems with knowledge. I made sure I knew the knowledge.
The trauma comes up. Is this the style of your villain arc?
It's okay, go. We're here for you.
No, like for instance, there's brutal recon attacks, as you might expect from like the road.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
And if you don't know about it, then you are going to get absolutely devastated because the recon can deny the city, it can deny your airport, and then they can permanently deny your airport.
Oh, any kind of contested airport is such a... We wouldn't do that today.
Yeah.
And you have the infamous 6 tile away forest for the one base right there.
You do.
So it's like you gotta go one way to
5. Yeah, it makes sense. Your tank's trying to respond to that recon. It's very sad, isn't it?
Artillery map unlocked.
It's like you either cover the cities or you cover the airport. You can't choose both.
You can't choose both. But
it's worth pointing out, this map does give you decisions to make, right? At every point, there are intense decisions to make that can lose you the game.
Yeah, right away.
That is a good thing, unless it's a knowledge check. That's a good thing in moderation.
Yeah. The knowledge check part is the bad part. But there's a great video on Twitch, on on Voice of Akasha's Twitch, where he's covering one of his last Global League games that he played back in the day, and it was on this map, which is his map, and it was Sasha versus Javier.
Map makers, they can't be allowed to play. That's ridiculous.
Map makers playing on their own maps.
Outrageous.
Outrageous.
When are you gonna make some maps?
This is my example of a good a map that Javier is good on, but not broken on.
Yeah.
And in order to achieve that, everything else has to be wrong, basically.
Yes. It's not easy to do.
Well, I mean, Javier is pretty good in Caustic Finale, for example. People have considered him as like the best pick for a long time. Now there's a big debate. It's like, oh, is it Sammy or is Javier? I feel like either has their own things going for them. That's
I thought
pretty
Sammy
cool.
got like banned, right?
Sammy was bumped up, wasn't she?
She's a tier 1, yes. So it's like Sammy, Javier, Sasha, Hawk, Von Volt ban.
Something that I find very interesting about Caustic Finale is that it's very good for live play, I find.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
This map is an anomaly. It breaks so many rules
It does.
in almost every single way, and yet it works.
Yeah.
And the worst part is new players making maps look at this and go, I'm going to make something like this. And that's the absolute wrong thing to do.
Yeah. There's so many people that their first map is like, I'm going to do a Caustic Finale soon. That
Yep.
And it's like...
Diagonal symmetry. Ugh.
The bases,
complicated.
these two bases just like right next to each other. They're almost within tank
Four
range of
bases
each other.
each.
Yeah,
No,
that is
this map breaks
insane.
every rule.
They're literally like, they're 7 tiles away, so like Adder with a power could reach with a tank and hit the other base.
Useless missile silos, that's an auto ban.
Yeah, I know, this map is insane.
This map is, as Voice of Akasha is himself, this map is the exception.
Yeah.
There you go.
Very well said.
Well, wait, it's something that that's come up is I don't know how many maps have been designed specifically for live play, and like what traits should people be looking for?
We do
This live
have,
league is like
on the
up and
Discord,
running.
there's floating around this list of like rough guidelines. But generally, we just is it small? Are there any knowledge checks? Is it kind of dynamic enough? They're kind of the main
Yeah.
things.
what do you mean by dynamic,
not
then?
like not a lot of gimmicks, like because gimmicks are kind of knowledge checky.
Well,
Or like a
dynamic
lot
is
of-
in it can develop in different ways, and none of those ways are necessarily wrong.
kind of like
yeah.
what we're saying with like the opening capture routes. Then
Yeah, in some maps, there's one way to develop, and if you deviate from that, you lose.
Caustic Finale, unfortunately, kind of
Well,
falls
I
into
think
that.
by virtue of being studied so much, I think
Yeah.
a lot of maps would get to this point, but Cosmic Finale definitely has.
For anyone that doesn't know, getting an artillery and going into this corner with it with some infantry is very strong. It puts
Yeah.
a ton of pressure on these two bases. This base cannot stop you from taking this corner, even with just like one artillery over here. It's absolutely brutal. But
and there's no airports.
and there's no
Like,
airports. Yeah,
as
yeah.
I was saying. So like artillery's become even better. All those rivers usually use copters to hit from them, and it's like nope. You do not want to send a tank in there.
Yeah, with 4 bases, there's so many units floating around. Tanks definitely have a harder time.
I do like though, like you go were saying about like how this is live play, but it's mixed. It's mixed base. But the thing is that I like there has like the two base setup, so it's like a little bit simpler than a 4 base mixed base map, and so
Yeah.
it's more less challenging for
That's
a live
true.
play. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, not many maps actually emulate that 2-2 mixed base setup. It's actually pretty unique in that way.
Yeah, I feel like it's something unexplored.
Oh, actually, can you just... This is very, very important. Can you go to recent maps for a second? And just click on the top map and look at the map ID of it.
Map ID.
So the URL.
Oh.
Tell me what the number is.
15947.
9547. Okay, we're approaching the next 10,000. I have successfully claimed the last 2 10,000th maps. So I've got 140,000 and 150,000. I think I'm going to try and snag 160,000 as well.
Ooh, nice. So there's 453 maps to go.
Last time I did the maths down to the day of when it would tick over, and I was correct.
Wow, that's
Damn.
impressive.
There's like an average amount of maps made per day.
Yep.
Okay. Is that a secret you're gonna
Well,
share?
not anymore. Shoot.
It's gonna be tough now.
He's like, no.
So this map is for standard. This person gets a
Oh, I think they were talking about this one on the Discord. Why don't we look at it?
Oh yeah.
yeah. I don't know why it says DM12 on DMC12.
Oh, that's the mapping
He
competition.
doesn't know. He doesn't know.
What?
He's not down with it.
Oh no! What's the mapping competition?
He's not hip.
What's the mapping competition?
In Design Maps, which is the best channel, by the way, there's a mapping competition between a lot of the newer mappers who are just kind of every week, I think, they do a new theme and they all make maps on that theme.
Oh, nice.
So there's been a lot of good maps coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And the challenge this week is to make it within, I think it's 250 tiles.
oh,
So
nice.
it's like small map.
It's kind of live play suitable, kind of.
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I was about to announce my own mapping competition, so it's great that there's one going on currently. I was going to do... I wanted to have more live play maps for standard, so I'm going to be posting a mapping competition with cash prizes for the best maps. I'm going to be using my Patreon money to fund it. So it's going to be a $750 prize pool with $500 for the first place, $200 for second, and $50 for third for making the best live play maps. And then after that, I'll be hosting a live play tournament using those maps and having a $1,000 prize pool for that for the rest of the Patreon money.
Damn! Wow.
Oh.
So it's great that you guys already have experience with mapping competitions.
Well, it's not really a competition. It's more like a.
There's another generation. There's another generation of mappers who are coming through who I reckon in a few months will make some really good stuff.
That is awesome.
But we just was this the first announcement go?
Oh yeah.
First
Well,
public
no,
announcement?
I've mentioned it a few times, but this is, I guess, the first official announcement. There's going to be a combination of, I think, community voting and a judge panel for deciding the best maps.
Wow. We got the premiere.
The premiere, yeah. It should be fun. I'll have to figure out.
I already knew, but this was the first time that.
I'll have to figure out who would be good on the judge panel. I'm going to be on it. It's got to be people that like. I don't want to rob people their chance of making maps because you can't make a map if you're one of the judges, of course. So maybe I'll go for like JJ. I don't think does JJ make maps? Bum, you get to make your own maps for it.
But Bum needs to stop making maps.
I'm retired suddenly.
You don't want to be a judge.
My leg, I can't walk, I have to stop.
Oh, my hands hurt. I can't do any more maps.
Oh, it's tough. I try not to do DMC maps. I like kind of newer people making maps. I don't want to kind of be the guy who's. I don't want to be the guy who can't like step aside.
Oh well, if you're interested in being a judge for me, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Let's do it.
Nice. You already have one.
I already got one. I'll have to figure out how many I need.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun.
Can I accept bribes?
No.
I'm unretired. I'm back.
Make DMC maps join us. I bet I could make an amazing DMC map.
We do have this group of people who are nominally map committee members who could get involved.
Oh.
I reckon
making maps?
Someone in this stream perhaps could make some maps.
I'm really bad at making maps.
Ooh.
I make very B rank maps.
I've made some maps, although most of my maps are pretty gimmicky. Where can I even see my maps?
I haven't seen any of your maps.
You haven't seen any of my... Oh, your maps. It's over here.
Air your laundry in front of us.
There was one map I was trying to push. What was it? Rotation. You're gonna hate this map. It's huge.
Do you always have desert theme on?
I do. I can turn it off.
Oh.
Someone told me to turn it on for like a replay, and I just never turned it off, so now it's always on. But now, see, the problem is now if I turn it off, which I can't even remember how to do.
Oh wow, you went with a triple lab.
Yeah. Now if I could now it looks too green. Did you guys change the planes, or does it always look like this?
We did. We painted it more green.
I hate it.
But you got to make the map in that theme, and then you get used to it. You can't change it after it's already made.
Yeah, I think you just got used to the desert theme.
The desert, it's a good theme, to be fair.
Yeah, I like it. But I've left it as the default, so I just see all the maps as they're done. And
exactly.
Okay.
1 out of 20 shows up all red. I'm like, whoa, what happened? The Days of Ruin theme.
Not a fan of the triple labs. Well, I was like, I'll make the... Yeah, it might not be the greatest, but I was like, triple labs, but they're very forward. But if you think it makes the HQ caps impossible, then that might be true.
I see some 5-move forests down the bottom.
Yeah.
True.
I tried to... See, the thing is, I like transports. So when I made the map, I was like, I just want to make it so there's a whole bunch of sneaky transport routes that you can do. Which I think is probably doing knowledge checks.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's an optimized line, yeah, but if there's different ones, I think it's fine.
Yeah. There's like T-Copter for Sammy specifically. You get a boost, stuff like that.
I don't think anyone's building black boats, but yeah.
No, T-Copter. There's 1, 2.
The only thing I see
5, 6, 7.
that is kind of annoying is that the neutral base is super sad.
It's so sad.
It's like it's the worst tank and infantry base of that size. It's like you have to decide: do I want faster tanks?
Exactly.
It's a transport meta. That's the infantry base. You just need a copter as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's very funny. It definitely needs an overhaul, but I was having a lot of fun with it.
It's a good start.
What do you do with like all the stuff in the back here? I was like, whatever, I'll just place whatever I want. Is that kind of what you do too?
A little bit. It's actually good practice to fill in the back so there's not planes there. That way it's really obvious what the contested area is and what's the safe area. So if it was me, I would probably just fill in almost all that back area with mountains and forests, kind of like what you've done.
Yeah.
And what I like to do is I do a thing called the squint test, where you kind of squint your eyes, and if you can still see where the contested area is, it's well designed.
Nice. And yeah, the idea was like this base really likes transports. It likes landers.
Yeah, landers, true.
Yeah.
The problem is you're never going to afford a lander. If you buy a lander, you just lose because they built a tank.
No, it's fine,
Yeah,
right?
2 tanks.
Because the idea is you build a lander and it makes up for the 2 tank cost because you get your medium tank out like 3 turns faster.
You only have to spend 27k to pull that off.
It's okay because they've got that much in transit. Like they have those tanks, but they're not fighting yet. So as long as you make up for that by just limiting your transit time.
You have to not lose the front line for 2 turns though.
For 1 turn. It's the same logic
first turn you build lander, second turn you build medium.
What's that map called? It's the one that is Fog of War, and you have an artillery standing on a pipe, and it shoots a pipe seam.
The static.
Yeah, the static.
There should be like a competition for people guessing map names.
There was the GeoGuessr for a while. That was fun.
Yeah.
This one has a very similar thing where you can get away with building a lander because as long as the fighting's happening in the center, because if you just have units moving over here, they're not actually fighting. So as long as you
gotta time it right, but yeah.
If you time it right, you make up for the lack of reinforcements by getting your other reinforcements there faster. And then in the long term, you'll super beat them. But in the short term, you won't necessarily die just because.
Have you seen that done?
Yeah, I've done it.
Has it worked?
Oh yeah, I won.
I remember that the first time I mentioned it, I remember Habits just laughing, like just going crazy. Because like so many people didn't even realize that there was a port. And then Habits, every single time that the map would be mentioned, he would be like, "Oh, Obita's famous landers."
They're not ready for the future. It's alright.
And like I made it in a match, and my opponent just resigned, so like I couldn't really make use of the lander. But I was like, it's one of those moments where you're like, "Whoa, you can use a lander." He was like, "Wow," it was very funny.
Yeah, it's use. I did win partly because of it. I was also doing pretty well in the game, so I felt safe going for a lander. But
did you win because it was you?
I mean, that's going to be part of it.
Yeah, it's like a win more.
But it's like you want to pressure their HQ, and you're like, oh wait, I can just do that really well if I'm dropping off right here in a single turn. Suddenly their HQ gets like rushed way faster than they would ever expect.
Yeah, and you can drop medium tanks. I feel like one of the best uses of transports is to drop slow units like medium tanks, artillery.
Medium tanks and mega tanks.
I can swap them
medium tanks, and I want more medium tanks in my maps.
You want more medium tanks?
Yeah, Neo's a lame. Medium supremacy.
Yep, it's.
Are we expecting to see more 6-tile forests then, and landers?
Sure. Although artillery maps are bad for medium, so
Yeah, but fog is like artilleries are good, but still not quite like standard maybe.
Yeah. The medium tanks are like the ideal thing to shuttle in this
Yeah.
situation, but the problem is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can't reach the harbor, but also at the same time you'd have to build a medium tank and a lander. So you have to survive long enough because you have to build the lander and also move it a single tile over and then build the medium tank.
Yeah, it's maybe for later. Like you make the lander in a tank and you transport it. And then next turn you bring the lander to the shoal and you make a medium tank.
Yeah,
So
I think what I did was
long term.
yeah, I think it was like artillery tank, then hopped into the lander, got dropped off, and then the lander comes back, and then the medium tank comes in. Something like that.
yeah,
This is
I
a
can
cool
see
map.
it. We need more maps like this.
This map is, I mean, it's a little stally. It also has some very, if you're new to the game, like I was the first time I played this map, you're gonna make some really sad mistakes because you're gonna be like, oh, if I build a battleship here, oh my gosh, I can just sail it down over here. No. These are shoals. Battleships can't move through shoals. So if you build a battleship, it just sits there.
Well, it's like that guy who always comments on maps that there needs to be more battleship play. I agree. What do you mean?
What are these show-locked ports? People don't like naval. It's so funny to see that.
Map comments are the best.
Yeah. Bring back map comments.
Yeah, let's just delete Discord. Hear me out.
Did map comments get taken away? No, they're still here.
No, I know.
They get deleted, but they don't.
They used to be used way more.
I can
It's
delete them, but
You can delete them, really?
oh yeah.
Go has the power.
Is this your map?
Even
No.
I can't do that.
Oh no, you're a thing.
I
on
can
the thing.
unpublish maps. Don't mess with me.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've never
Not a
done it. Wait, no. No, I've never done it. I've changed names on maps before.
He's got a skeleton in his closet.
Every now and again, I'll go through and make sure there's no profanity in maps, or well, not necessarily that, but nothing too bad. Naughty. And I'll change maps. So sometimes you'll see a map with a really classy name. I probably change the name of that map. You change the name and then you let the map creator know. You're like, I did not approve this.
That's funny. I actually didn't know about that.
The powers.
I love
Yeah, I think
that you. I always knew.
with great power comes great responsibility.
I have a map that Bomb has made, a standard map. That has been also pretty controversial. I'm not sure if you played it, Go. It's called the other blockchain.
Oh, I know this. Wait, isn't the blockchain a...
I mean, you've covered millions of games on your stream.
Millions? I know this map. I know this map.
This is
I don't
really
think I ever played this map,
First-
but I've covered it many times.
First complaint of the map, the colors.
Wait. Go to the comments of the map.
They're too similar.
Factory should contact Pipe. Naval units need more room to swim.
We got him.
Well, you can build battles. They can swim. What are you
He's
talking
not
about?
wrong. He's not wrong. More battleships.
They
I
can
agree.
float there.
Yeah, this should be a base. You could build your pipe runner. It can go to there. Let's go back and forth.
I love this map. This was Elise was the one who scouted me initially, and this was one of the maps that he put forward.
Oh, nice.
This is actually one of my oldest maps. It's on my original account.
Raider bum. Oh, very quickly. How much do you hate the limit to how many maps you can have per account?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have them all under Bum. That would be nice.
Because I know
I
some
think-
map creators have like a
The
bajillion alts.
One
Because he
one
just filled them
specifically.
up.
The one thing I want is to be able to swap maps between alts. Like, I'd want to put all my good maps on one account. That would be nice.
Ah, that's fair.
But I don't think I have 30 great maps, so I think I'd be okay with 30.
So what was your plan with this map when you made it? Why did it work out so well?
Buy low, sell high, I think. No, that was a blockchain joke. This was all about the black boat, really.
Yeah.
It was all about how do we have a black boat that's relevant in the map. So it was initially meant to be the back base was an infantry base. That was kind of the simple answer. But a lot of people, when they started playing it, actually decided that the cap phase was where you really use the black boat. So it's kind of it organically became a much more interesting map than I intended.
Oh yeah. Black boats. Starting with a black boat can, especially for the capture phase, can be a lot scarier than you might imagine. Especially if you have the shoals like this, where the black boat can also be a blocker.
This is an example of a map where the cap phase is not that obvious. I mean, there is an obvious path to go, but that's not necessarily the best path. And I think a lot of high-level players have found out there's actually some cool things you can do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's also like different priorities. Like, I feel like at first everyone was just rushing the airport, but now most people like kind of go forward and rush the like cities in the middle.
Yeah, I think some people do the whole HQ threatened cheese, but because it's you can just counter it by looking at the map.
Yeah, there's a specific Sammy line by player 1 that if you're not aware that it's coming, you're just gonna lose.
Yeah, I mean that is a little bit of a knowledge check. I think knowledge checks are a little bit more forgivable in standard, but yeah, ideally we wouldn't have that.
1, 2,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop off, and then.
Well, you can threaten it, and if they go to counter it, then you just go for a cap. I think.
Yeah. I think that's what everyone.
That's kind of it's like a win-win for you.
There's a
Yeah,
few
plus Sammy.
standard maps that Sammy can just kind of rush their HQ and they lose immediately if they don't react on day 1 and stuff like that.
That was the whole logarithmic thing.
Yeah.
I think if you lose to an HQ rush in standard when it's counterable, you kind of deserve it.
The problem is oftentimes it's like you need to be looking at it at turns that you wouldn't normally be looking, right? It'll be like you needed to move your FTA balanced infantry immediately to stop them going for your HQ. Otherwise, you just get there too slow. Like, stuff like that. You just needed to be watching them as they were like doing stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And on this map, you do have to do the right thing on the right turn to counter it. But
yeah. There's also the insane the forests of the one base for the tank. It's like 5 move, but it's like 4
this is the classic 5 move base.
It's like such a sad tank.
It's a very sad.
Well, I mean, the front line is actually the diagonal, so that base needs to be slow or it just gets there too quickly.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is a good example of a map that is a lot bigger than it looks because of the reinforced times.
Yeah.
It's also a very slow base. Like it takes 3 turns to start capturing, and then you need to pump out like 2 or 3 more infantry to capture stuff in time.
Yeah, I've seen people.
And by that time,
well.
yeah, and by that time, like there's gonna be pressure coming in. Either recon, like recon is really great to pressure that base, but other stuff as well. But you have tank, you have the airport as well. It's like really tricky.
Yeah, I mean, I like this map because there's so many decisions to make, even very early on.
Yeah. Do you think Kindle or Lash?
I mean, if you look at the win rates, there's a cool answer there.
No.
And that cool answer is remove Kindle, it's coming.
It's loading.
Just make Kindle tier 2, and
Yeah, I think Kindle and Max are a little bit dominant here. I think that's
people
true.
would stop picking it.
For shame, bum. Look at this. STA.
No. Be
Go
right.
Google it.
Where are you, Kindle? 57%. Lash at 43%. Are they like only fighting each
Whoa.
other? They add
Oh,
up to
57.
100%.
I mean, if you're picking
Hey,
Lash,
that's pretty good for Lash, I gotta say.
43%
Usually Lash
good
is
for
like
Lash.
30%. She has pretty low win rates. But the only 2 times that I've played this map, I've used Lash and I've won. So, and they were like 1400 players. So
there you go. Lash
56%
rival.
for Lash.
So Lash Vile, yeah. There's those mountains and the forests.
That's a pretty big difference for a second turn. What's going on? Why is the second turn looking so good?
I played the 5th.
Is it a distribution of cities?
I don't know actually. I mean, it's obviously something to do with the infantry.
Well, it's going to be like player 2 is ahead on both of these bases, of course. So is it just that both of these bases are a lot stronger than this base?
Yeah, I mean, I guess defending the airport is a lot easier when you're ahead on that base.
That's true.
And
the comm tower?
The win condition is taking their airport kind of thing.
That is
I
true.
think Rishi has a good theory. He says maybe it's all the games people tried to HQ cheese as player 1 and lost.
And lost.
I like that. I like that.
I think that explains it.
Flawless map. Once again, the players are the problem. Thank you.
The players are the problem.
Perfectly balanced map.
Because what is it? What was the first step into fog? What was? Because this got labeled and removed for second turn advantage. How big of
Ooh,
a?
first step. Yeah, it's
Look at
'cause,
that! Nah. That's 1% more.
It is also S-Rank Hall of Fame, so
It is S-Rank Hall of Fame. This is a great example of a fog map that kind of breaks all the rules and is a ton of fun.
yeah, exactly. Looking at this, like those forests are crazy.
yeah.
Right? Look at this. The mountains all over the place.
But this
Yeah,
is
true.
also kind of it's the anti-WIJ thing again, right? Like there are other ways to make fog maps that we could explore more.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think this one's getting an overhaul, if I remember correctly.
Well, someone made a second step into fog.
Yeah, it was
but
good. Yeah.
the discussion kind of died out because I don't know, no one wanted to.
Bring it back.
Wow, but this was my favorite fog map to play.
There we go.
Really?
Endorsement.
There you go. Let's go.
White habits up.
Because
Let's get
there's
habits
so
here.
many different openings that you can do on this map, and fog's all about all the different strategies that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think this map looks quite cool. It definitely is not the way we would make fog maps normally, but maybe the way we make it is not the only way.
Yeah, and also we have like 10 maps per mode in the Global League. Like we can have one that's different, you know? Like how many have we had that end up being like, oh, this one's broken, like or whatever, and then it gets removed before the rotation.
Well, I mean, if we do anything different, people complain.
Well, I feel like people always complain.
Into it.
If
We
we
have to
do-
ease into it.
If we do the same thing, people also complain.
Yeah, right. People
I love
complain,
this
no matter what we do,
map.
that's true.
Oh, you guys can't see it, but the map note from Rush FTK. Note, the map is designed for fog. I tried to use less woods on the center to clear the sites, and the centralized city let my gosh, this must have been translated. The centralized city let once you control the center attacker will gain lots of advantage. The fog let defense easier, so reward attack is necessary.
Yeah,
What it's saying is tried to go less on the forest in the center.
So there was more originally.
Originally, there was more. Was it like the entire thing was all sport?
honestly, some of the best maps were bad maps that got a good edit. Like Quota Iota was a garbage base light map I made as a joke, and then I gave it a good edit, and now it's like the best map.
Oh, really? Oh, do you have the original?
No. I think I made it with Elise in Discord. I was asking him for like random number generators for the amount of cities, the amount of players, that kind of thing, the amount of bases. It was literally like a joke map.
Did you save it or is it?
No, I think I overwrote it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's a map that has like blocks of forest, but I don't know the name of it. It's like a very tall map.
Dragons in the
Assassins?
Dark.
No, it's one that has like 2x2s of
Assassins.
forests in the fronts, but I don't know the name of it. I've seen it in videos. I don't think it's Assassins.
It wasn't Assassins.
No,
I know what map you're talking about.
And like the one base sometimes got flipped.
I think I've seen this one as well.
But I don't know the name. I've never played on it. That's like another like 2x2s of forests. Already 2 forests together. It's like, whoa, what are you doing? But 2x2?
I've played on.
I mean, yeah, we have conventional wisdom, and we tell people to not deviate from that, but then people break the rules, and that's great.
Yeah.
You need to know the rules to break them, of course.
That is very true.
Which is why we teach people the way that we do it. But there's so much scope for breaking the rules in a good way.
Yeah. We need more rules being broken.
Breaking them duck, yeah. Does anyone
I don't
chat
know.
know this 2x2 forest map?
It's come down to this is an amazing map.
I would have to pull up DJ's channel and try to see if I can find.
I know what map you're talking about.
Oh, you know? Okay.
I
Yeah,
have.
he doesn't know the name of it.
Yeah.
Is it Binary Star? No, it's not Binary Star.
And you know it's an underrated map?
What?
Swamp.
I agree.
Great map. That was one of the first maps I played on the site.
Swamp is. Oh, this is.
Oh wait, that one's also controversial. That one's has been on the live league a lot. I've seen a lot of comments
There's
on it.
Swamp. I
There
tested
you
it.
go.
It needs some changes, but it's
Exactly.
definitely a lot of fun.
It's a fun map. What can you say?
Some wild maps here. Oh, was it Rainy? No, Rainy's a standard
No.
map.
Rain is a classic.
It's not into the.
Oh, you know who also had Target had a video on it as well. For like a section of it. I think it's the video about the air superiority. Maybe I could pull that one up.
Vandalism. It's probably gonna come faster than I've played too many games.
Let's have a look.
Let's see, this is Target. Does anyone in the chat know?
People did not like the map. It was a fog map. People hated the map. I think. Hidden Edge. There you go.
Oh yeah.
I found
yes,
it
that one.
first.
Yeah,
Ah!
I just found it there.
There you go.
Yeah, I
Look at
reckon
those
it's
2x2s.
I know. Talk about impossible to break into.
Exactly.
those fronts are super tricky as well.
Yes. Calm Tower.
This is a map.
This is a map.
This is another Rush FTK map.
Oh, no wonder.
Yep.
I mean,
Rush
I thought
FTK
those
has
forests.
no fear about just putting forests
Exactly.
next to each other.
People who make crazy maps that shouldn't work that do work are also the ones who make lots of crap because they just iterate.
Yep. Imagine this has a lot of hate comments. Oh, not. Oh, Starflash has a.
Oh, it's B rank now.
Starflash bullying people again.
Yeah. Novel map to play.
Needs more battleships, I reckon.
More battleships. But yeah, this was quite the map to play. I think it also is fairly stally. But yeah, the one base. Every time a base is like enclosed by mountains, it's so easy to kill it off. So,
Yep.
This is a case of
Then
it's
it
like a whole
becomes-
style of map that's base trading.
This would be good for like a tournament, I think. Like
Yeah,
an unorthodox map where you have to do some weird stuff.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I have a question for you, Boom.
Alright.
So, how does it feel that the #1 currently player of the site said that his favorite map of Fog is one of yours?
Oh.
Oh, was
Which
that
is Quadayora.
Yeah. I watched that video actually. I was learning things
You
about
watched the
that. I was
video?
like, he's right. That is how that works.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense now.
I love that. Absolutely love when players go further with my map than I thought of. Like, that's amazing. That's the best feeling. That you realize that it works on levels that you didn't even think of.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
those levels were just like lucky, or were they intentional?
I think both. You can rig the dice, let's say,
Yeah.
and I think that's the way to make good maps as well. You can spend an hour on one map, or you can spend an hour on 3 maps, and 3 maps are more than one. 3 chances to get a good map. It's about rolling the dice more times.
You also have Is it common for you to always do them really quickly, the maps? Because I've seen your videos where you do them really quickly. If anyone listening hasn't, I would suggest that you do, because they're a lot of fun as you throw all those tips. But do you sometimes
coming soon?
Oh, nice.
No, I can't.
Do you sometimes take your time, or sometimes, or
I
do you always
do,
do them really quickly?
It's good to do them quickly, just to like iterate on ideas. But for the maps that I like, all the ones that get under review are generally the ones that I've spent a bit more time on, unless I get lucky, which can happen. But actually, it's kind of funny. I have like an under review sense when I'm making a map. I'm like, this has a good chance. Like, this is a good map, and like 4 out of 5 times, I'm right. So sometimes you just know. Sometimes this map works.
Nice.
Do you sometimes go back at maps that you did really quickly and like, this one had potential, and I'll like spend some time to make it get an under review, or do you just keep making new ones?
A little bit of both. Sometimes some of the ones I've made on the speed mapping videos, I've gone back and gone, actually I need to change this, which is a bit awkward when I'm editing the video, because I'm like, that's not right. A little bit of both. Like, sometimes I'll go back and edit maps, but generally speaking, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I'll probably move on.
Right.
That's good.
Would you... Well, last question. For like newer mappers, like that we have so many that are new and are trying to get better. Would you suggest them to just like make lots of maps, or to like focus more on one map to try to make it work? Like classic, that you make a map and it's like okay-ish, it like gets to a B rank sort of level, and then it's like, I'll just move to another one. Or would you suggest them to maybe try to make it work and maybe get an A rank there?
I think the answer to both of those questions is do more maps, make more maps, get more experience. As long as you're kind of learning, as long as you're understanding why a map works and why it doesn't work. And sometimes you'll make a map and you're like, this just doesn't work. I don't publish maps sometimes when they're just crap. As long as you're thinking about what you're doing and doing it a lot, you'll get better.
That's true. Definitely don't get stuck on one map trying to make it perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
You can come back to it. Sometimes you just put it out there. You're like, whatever. I'll be better next time.
Yeah.
You'll say you'll come back to it, and you never will, because you'll have gotten better and you'll be making better maps.
Yeah. And
or the classic is like, this time it didn't work. I'm gonna do 3 more maps that are similar to this one with a similar gimmick, and maybe it'll work. And sometimes it does. Like after the 3rd or 4th try, you get right.
I remember Walker was saying he used to do that. He used to make 10 maps with the same gimmick. I would lean away from gimmicks. I would lean away from gimmicks if you can. Like, gimmicks are kind of fun, and maybe you'll get into a tournament or something, but I think work on the fundamentals. Make good WAJ style maps, and when you can make good maps like that, then you start doing some weird stuff.
So,
yeah.
I'm sure you can see this map. I don't know if you... There was a time that I was much more present in the map testers. So I was testing a bunch of fog maps. This is one of them. And for everyone that's very experienced at looking for HQ cheeses, it should probably be pretty evident that there's some scary potential for HQ cheeses, and this is a good example of why, or a bad way of implementing black boats for early capture game, because you can just move your black boat over here, build your infantry, or I guess it's player 1. But you build your infantry and you go rush straight for their HQ. Drop off in the woods and then start capturing it with the black belt blocking and everything like that.
Yeah, in Fog of War especially. You got
and it's Fog of War. Yeah. It's another Rush FTK map. And there's like basically as player, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you have to be like Drake, I think.
That's a C rank for.
Yeah. It's player 1. Player 1 does it to player 2, or either way. But you have to just immediately go to protect your HQ on this map.
This could be a standard map.
I mean, I tested this map. I was like, my opponent's going to try and HQ cheese me, and they did. But I immediately was defending my HQ because this map is trash.
You could probably fix that though.
You probably could.
Need to be there,
but you're going to run into the problem.
Or just have 2 labs, for example.
Yeah, you can do that, but you're also going to run into the problem of these are all like one-way passageways. So what's going to happen is the black boats are going to just trap the lander in place.
Yeah, I've seen black boat maps where the optimal play is just to block them.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Kind of like, there's also this map. Have you seen this map?
Oh
yeah. A classic.
What is this?
How is this an A rank?
It's
A rank, oh my god. I didn't realize this was A rank.
Well, how is this an A rank?
I think it's A rank because it was published.
Now everyone's gonna be saying that this map is an A rank, and why is their map a B rank?
You just quietly hide this.
This was published in 2010.
Yeah, this is a 2020 A rank, so you got to take that into account.
It has a lot of cool gameplay ideas, and then you'll find out that the best idea is to just go take their lab. The idea is that you're fighting on all these little islands, right? Because you can pass through the APCs, but they can't. So you can build infantry from here, get into your black boat, drop off over here to like start contesting this island. So you have a little fight here, you'll have a fight on this island, there'll be a fight on this island, and the winner will eventually be able to break through the APCs and start trying to go for the opponent's lab. But turns out, or like you can break through the APCs and free these naval units and stuff like that. But you could also just not try and contest these islands, save up money from your airport, bust through the APCs,
and you make a bomber.
Use your black boat, just build a bomber, win the game. There's nothing they can do.
I appreciate this map. I don't like it, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of effort put into it, and I can understand.
It's fun to play, as long as neither player is just going to kill the opponent's lab. It's fun to play.
If you handshake,
you also
just
very
ban bombers. Easy.
Just ban bombers. You also need to make sure you raise the unit limit when you make the map. Otherwise, you'll have to start deleting your APC walls.
Of course.
So you can build units.
I mean, there's a few APCs that are like not useful. So I guess you would start there, but
that's what you do. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, it's very funny.
The strategy, the meta strategy on this map.
This is an A rank gimmick, if I've ever seen one.
Standard.
I'm not sure how many gimmicks have an A rank.
A rank gimmick is wild just in itself.
Wow.
Reminded of some more maps that were good. Or do vandalism. It's not. Oh, it's HVOC.
This is also an interesting map.
This is another Rush FTK. See, Rush FTK.
Exactly.
Trash and amazing.
He rolls the dice enough times.
Yep.
Wow, that's an S rank? I've heard a lot of people complain about this map too. I guess people always complain about maps.
But this is the prime example of what's the best thing to do with your lander Why? It's to go trap the opponent's lander.
Exactly. Yep. It's so solvable
trap
too.
it.
You pull one more shoal and you can't do that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so toxic.
Yeah.
It's so toxic.
You can go through the port, can't you?
Here? This might have been solved. This one might have got.
I think they might have solved it, because if you try and block it off, they just go through the port and get around you.
No, but I think it's the top one.
You can lock them over here.
Like if you send the blue one to the top,
Yeah, it's this one that blocks this one.
you block it there.
Of course.
There's always a way.
This is the unedited one because you can still drop off artillery and stuff behind these mountains.
Players will always find a way to break him out.
Yep.
The play is this base has a ton of stuff it wants to do, so it doesn't really utilize this lander at all. But the two bases up here love this lander because this base hates its existence.
Yep.
So it has to basically rely on this lander, and this lander just goes up, and it sits right there, and you can't even see it usually. If you don't know what's going on, you'll load your units into your lander, and then it'll just get trapped on the opponent's lander, and your units are stuck inside.
There's only one solution: battleship. I think it's usually submarine. Well, no,
I think you just need a pre-deployed submarine. That's how you
need a black boat to hold that choke.
You build an artillery to fire on the lander here, and then what they can do is they can back off just into the fog and guess where you're going to move your lander. And what I would do, because I'm toxic, is I would watch the previous games that they've played on this map to see how they move their lander. I just put myself in their way.
Classic player behavior.
Exactly. They'd be like, they're not there. I'll just do what I always do. Trap. Just so mean.
Yeah, one of my map making philosophies is this fun? And conversely, is this really frustrating for someone?
The answer is it's just incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to look at stolen errors.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Which is actually like a version 2 of stolen moments, I think is.
Seconds?
Which is
Stolen
actually
seconds?
a fog version of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, stolen seconds.
I love Stolen Seconds. That was the first map I ever played on.
I like
stolen seconds.
What was that?
Can we get a side by side? What was changed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of changes here.
Oh, Stolen Seconds has been changed, right? Walker. It's based off of this one, right?
No, so actually
no.
So,
Stolen Seconds is based off of another map.
The Walker map is the fog version, and the original is the one that's used on the tournament right now. The Stolen Moments. That's for standard.
I think Walker changed
crazy.
this map, if I remember correctly. I don't remember.
Maybe. But I like this map. I've played it quite a few times.
Yeah. It's a little toxic in the center. You got like the artillery in the woods down here.
This is choky for a fog map.
Yeah. It works.
It really is.
It still works.
Yeah. I actually quite like this map. But it's not a WYJ map.
No.
It becomes very hard to push though, so that is really hard. It's like just
and
accumulation of units and artillery.
Yeah, copter tank is a little too strong on this map. Once the artillery are around.
Yeah, I've seen some cool plays.
So here's our side by side.
But this one, the stolen arrows, is like the reversion one.
It's a little longer by a whole tile.
Oh, true. I hadn't noticed. Wow.
The bases are moved up. The space is moved up one.
There's more shells.
The cities
and stuff.
moved down.
You probably have to
like
look
really
at the
tiny
tank.
changes. The center is a lot different. The center
The little corner city setup is very different. There's no.
That's true. Over here is also different.
There's
a little vibe.
The forest doesn't overlook cities.
The one
Oh,
base
yeah.
is faster. It's a tile faster, I think. I'm guessing it's faster paced.
It's faster, but the other cities got moved away from it.
Right, but once you're building tanks, they get
Yeah,
there
once you're
quicker.
building tanks, it's a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You still don't reach this in a single turn, though.
I remember I played this once and I tried to take the edge base. It didn't work out. Next to the pipe.
You like attacked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost worked. It was fun, but I lost.
It's tough. That's tough when there's another base there to help protect it.
Yeah, it was a questionable move.
Oh, the base.
Slam in.
Yeah, this map. I mean, there's no more forest. I think there was in the middle. No, in the other version, there's some forest in the middle, and now there isn't.
In
It's
the
just kinda
original,
like
there's
more
really important
open.
forests.
It's just more tanky.
Yeah.
This new
Sturm,
version.
Sturm was allowed on this map, so what you could do is you could rush your artillery into these woods faster than other people can.
I don't love the defensive mountains near the comm tower.
They don't matter.
Do they?
Yeah,
You never
Yeah.
get the comm tower.
I feel like you don't even
Everything,
use them
like-
for vision usually.
Yeah, this is like everything in this like rectangular backwards, basically irrelevant for gameplay.
Oh, of course. But the vision from the mountains is what I'm talking about.
Oh, sometimes you'll use that.
I feel like a little bit, like maybe for the
Usually
city
your
that's on the
units
river.
are far enough forward, so you don't really gain anything from the plus, like the 5 vision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually you've got units up here anyway. Because the gameplay is oftentimes going to be like fighting on the side, and you front switch straight through the center.
Yeah. I do like an HQ endgame.
And
Recons
you can
do
go
go crazy here though. There's like so many shoals and rivers.
There are. The front shifting is huge. And
Yeah.
and this is also a map where you can actually use mech play, because this is rather choky, but part of the choke is rivers, so mechs can attack from it, and they give you like another strike against tanks and stuff like that.
Yeah, choky fog maps are definitely a tightrope.
It's very difficult to do well. All right,
Yeah.
Bum, I have some questions from Havits. You ready?
Thanks.
Oh,
Question 1. What is Bum's favorite part of making maps, and why is it placing shoals correctly for old school shoal users?
Probably deliberately placing shoals incorrectly.
Oh no! Is that something that your maps are known for?
Well, you can't do it anymore actually because the
Oh,
new
wow.
map maker, it renders it in real time, so you can't see the old. I mean, I'm sure you can if you muck with the view, but it renders it as you see it here. So it automatically does the shoal, mixing. So you can't place it incorrectly anymore. Oh, there we
Wow.
go. Okay. So this is what it used to be like in the editor, and you could do some backwards shoals for no reason, just to mess with habits.
It's just the best with habits. I don't like these shoals. I find them very hard to read.
I agree.
Yeah.
Who would have these shoals? What a silly person.
who in the
Like, look
right
at
mind?
this. You're like, can I even go
Who-
across this? This shoal's going
What
into the
kind of-
ocean, and then that's just a road.
Human. No human would do this.
And then here's question 2.
Oh,
Who is the most
let-
handsome old school shoal user?
Does Dredge use old shoals?
Dredge
I don't
uses
think
it.
so. I know that DPSI does.
I'd have to say habits. He kind of set that one up, I guess. Habits thing.
Okay, what was another map we wanted to see?
Someone said
People have been asking the Nightmare of Heian-kyu. People have been
Oh.
asking
What's the name of the map? Or is it just
Nightmare of
Say
Heian-kyu.
it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's just like the user. Oh, the alt.
Yeah. Is the alt higher ranked than the original now?
I think so. Yeah.
What's the true alt then?
That's true. That's how it goes. Why isn't
No,
it?
it's a league map. There it is.
It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, no,
Oh,
it's
oh my gosh, it's right there. Okay. Ah. This is
There you
doing the shoal checkerboard.
It's like blockchain, but the other blockchain.
The other.
Fog
The
version.
other blockchain.
It's also fog, which definitely matters.
It is fog. Very little terrain.
No
in the
black
center.
boat. That's outrageous.
It's true. I mean, you can.
Very few forests, too.
Look at how pricey it is to get a transport out of this this harbor. Reef.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Battleships in shambles.
It's pretty not pretty.
Sturm laughing to the bank, all the way to the bank here.
Oh, true.
You're looking at this map, you're like, it's fine for
to
Sturm
be fair, though,
this map,
to be
right?
fair though, everyone else gets really good vehicle movement, so Sturm doesn't benefit that much.
Well, I mean, there's like double force that you have to normally walk.
Yeah, this is the
I
top
guess.
first.
And over here,
Towards the side and towards
I don't
the
think
middle.
Sturm gets. I guess Sturm does get some capture advantage. You go right onto this mountain and then right to the city.
Hmm.
Can we look at a replay? I'm interested to see how this plays.
And you like, can go straight to here and then to here. Yeah, actually, Sturm has to be banned on this map.
Is Sturm banned? Wait, let's see.
He must be, surely.
Like, look at that. That's absolutely
let me
broken.
check,
That's
let me
straight into the
check.
center. Into a capture chain in the center.
Yeah, it seems way too strong.
He
He is banned. Sturm is banned.
It would have
yes.
to. It would have to be banned. I wouldn't get.
Yeah.
I remember from the test that they were doing, they were like, yeah, black boats are too strong here because like the port was more forward, and if you're like Drake or something like that, you could just turtle up with black
Who
boats.
should we?
This is the
Should
great
we-
tragedy of map making, though. You make a map with a gimmick, and then that gimmick gets balanced out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets washed
I
down.
think of who would be a good person to.
Let's have a look. Oh, we got a map committee member.
Oh, look, it's Aegis.
Ah, yeah, that's a high rated one.
Double max.
Max Mirror.
No Olaf. Wow.
Well, I mean, we're always trying to weaken global damage.
Makes sense. They're both doing the same. Oh no, they're not.
Good
You just
one.
went for the harbor.
It makes sense.
This is a
It's
late
shame.
recon. Ooh, Aegis just gets into the center so much faster.
Were you going into copter?
I think this is a good example of a map that's so open that it just comes down to good tactics.
Yeah.
The map kind of gets out of your way, so you can do what you want to do.
And the recons definitely enjoy these shoals. For sure.
Yeah.
I thought the comm towers would be pretty easy to contest, but it looks like Aegis can just kind of take.
Oh.
Back over there.
That recon and copter to take out an infantry and then die.
There it comes in. So the comm tower gets taken for both players. It probably. Oh no, this is good. Oh yeah, I thought this one was just going to be taken. Anti-air seemed very good on this map, but
The airport is, yeah.
airport's forward. It's not super well defended by terrain, so it's probably pretty lockable by anti-air. The recon.
Yeah, the airport is pretty forward.
definitely divided very evenly down the center here. For the
Well, exactly. It's a very straightforward developing map. You just kind of expand outwards and you meet on the diagonal.
Yeah.
Which is, that's fine. It's good for tactics. You can do some fun things.
looks like
But-
this base might be a little too funneled.
Would you say this is your WYJ style map?
It's definitely in the spirit of it. Open maps, getting out of the player's way.
I remember it starting much more
It's gonna be good
chokier.
for
It was like
friendship,
more
though.
river tiles.
There's like absolutely nothing in the center, which is probably not great.
Yeah, I guess you. Also, lab as well.
There's a lab.
Yeah, you have the
But
other
there's
city
an
that's
HQ,
next to the
but
river.
there's also a lab.
It's also like a useless lab, yeah.
True. It's a Kindle buff.
Unlocks black boats.
Yeah, neither player is using the harbor. I mean, the black boats would be really nice here because they're such a durable blocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're great to reinforce the infantry too. All those shoals. One turn reinforcements to the front lines.
They don't have
That's
great
crazy.
places. I guess
That's why
picking up here is pretty good.
it's hard to justify the money and the time investment in a black boat.
Yeah, you'd have to be smart,
Yeah. It just takes forever.
right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even
Yeah.
just the scam, you miss out on the movement.
Oh,
there.
if you're Drake,
If you're
you get it
Drake,
out
you can go in
faster.
there, or Sammy.
you get the extra reef.
Sammy
Yeah.
Sammy and Drake get out much faster.
Yeah.
German Force gets out way faster.
Yeah, it's
I can definitely see Drake here. There's not that many contested things. You can turtle up with artillery and wait for those black boats.
Yeah,
And
judging by how
it's global league, so you can play
how many
until they
units
get
are
100.
building up. I can see Olaf people shying away just because there's so many shoals.
Yeah, and the snow, you can just kind of ignore the snow with the shoals.
I mean, kind
Basically, every
of.
single tile can move to a shoal in one move, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have to like kind of go around the planes, so you're still gonna be cut down like a tile or two of movement.
Yeah, it's not
That's not-
nothing. But
And air units also get nerfed. Plus just global damage. The global damage goes
I
crazy.
mean, that's never bad.
Yeah. The fact that you get global damage for just one more star than Max as a super is crazy.
That's pretty
Absolutely
interesting.
crazy.
That's pretty interesting. It's definitely just do your tactical thing.
Yeah, this is a pure tactics map. There's not even many forests to play around.
We're going a little over.
So-
Okay. Let's boomerang step 2. People want. We looked at Caustic Finale. Apparently have
Max super should be
Finale.
5 stars.
Fog.
This is another
Next
weed.
scope. 5 stars, same as coal scope. That's balanced.
Exactly. Oh, true. We haven't even touched upon the new tier 2 drop into the global league discussion.
Oh, we've already done that right now. Then. Well,
I mean, this is a great map, no? It also has the new tier 2.
oh, does it?
You know about that? Go the
I think I
the
heard
tier
about it.
2 has Von Bolton heavier.
Yeah. I'm surprised Von Bolt got dropped down at that time. But I guess you can't do it with Sasha was the thing.
Yeah. So it's like Sasha and Hawk kind of break because they ruin Olaf and Eagle too much. Well, Sasha ruins Eagle and Olaf. And
Yeah,
Hawk
Sasha's
ruins
kind of
Olaf.
banned to tier 1 rather than actually tier
Yeah.
1.
That's basically, yeah.
This is an example of a map that goes for the more is more approach. It's a large fog map.
hmm I mean, it definitely screams of Stalingrad.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Starflash said that it is very like Stalingrad-ish.
It even has the Ouija lab in the center surrounded by
Yeah.
shoals.
I don't like the lab in the middle, to be honest.
You like it?
No, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Why not?
Wow, it's a combination of like not that important, but also something you kind of want to hold. So
Yeah. You love putting your recon on it while defending
Yeah.
it with units in the back, because their tank comes up and it has to hit you from the shoals.
I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
2Q rotation purist. I don't like anything that one player can do that the other player can't do.
Yeah. The center lab is important. It tells people that the map is made for fog.
True.
That's true.
could do this in
it's very
standard,
helpful
I
when
don't
you're
know why you
categorizing
don't.
maps.
So how has the new tier 2 been working out? And I think Grit also got moved down to tier 2 for most maps, right? There's just a few that...
Oh,
Playing Grit in
I
Fog
don't
against
know.
Hawk is disgusting.
What's against Hawk?
Playing Grit against T1 is just like an auto lose.
It is. It is.
yeah, it really feels bad.
Grit is just so much worse.
I think
I mean,
it would actually be interesting as we get more game results to see how this new tier 2 has been working out. I kind of feel like a lot of people are just like auto picking Von Bolt. It's like, oh my god, Von Bolt, so they go and click it. But a lot of people are also trying, to be the Eagle or the Olaf, and that's like exactly what we kind of wanted to have. I feel like not a lot of or any people are trying out Javier. People are kind of sleeping on Javier. I think he can really work in that tier.
I mean, you could
Especially, like, against-
conceivably get both towers here.
Yeah, I mean, but just like
usually what that
you
means
have a
is
great
you get
power.
neither tower, because they get a
Wow,
lot out of
yeah.
denying you.
Clean 50-50. I like it.
Perfectly balanced.
Currently, Von Bolt's at 55%, but I don't know how much of that's going to be tier 1. Sasha's at 54%.
Yeah, maybe from before.
Olaf's at 60%.
Classic.
What's Kindle?
I had a
Only
really
54?
fun match.
Usually Kindle's the one that gets absolutely wild win rates. I've seen win rates in the 70%.
Patchy 100% nerf.
Well, the bigger. Whoa! Look at Flak. Wow, that's a win rate for sure.
Who's that?
At the top, has 60% win rate.
Who has the 100%?
Not too good.
Poor Nell.
Oh, and Nell has
Tier
0%.
Tier
Clearly.
0 Nell right there.
I'm a Nell fan. I always pick Nell, even when I shouldn't. I played a live Nell against VB the other day and I got destroyed, but I stand by it.
I had a really good a match here against Starflash, where I was Eagle and he was Von Bolt, as we were testing this whole thing of the new tiers. And it was very interesting. Like, Von Bolt is very strong. That extra defense and firepower.
It's
Like, yeah, there's a tank sitting on a city, and it's like, how am I supposed to take that guy down? There's so much pressure, and Starflash is like insane at putting pressure.
especially
Just
with
keeping the
the
aggression going.
two contested comm towers. As Eagle, I think you just don't get a comm tower, and you're fighting Von Bolt with who has two comm towers against you.
130, 110.
Yeah, 130, 110. Well, your base stats.
Yeah, probably not good. I think you cannot lose. You really need that extra comm tower.
We definitely need it against VB defense.
But it felt pretty balanced. Like, it could have been anyone's game.
Oh, really?
We
Okay,
actually-
that's good.
We got to like day 30 and then we drew because it was like, okay, enough.
Yeah, I guess that's the danger. The danger is it stalls.
No, but it didn't stall. It was just like brawling a lot from one side into the other. It was pretty interesting.
That's impressive.
But
I would have
it's
expected
tough.
Von Bolt to just kind of win that matchup. Like, Eagle can do stuff
hey.
against Von Bolt, but it's so tough.
Yeah, I guess big map, Eagle, super.
Yeah, it's just lightning strike comes in pretty often with such a high income. You have like 28 something, and that income here is insane.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So you get one lightning strike, and then
It
2
is.
turns later you have another one. Pretty wild.
Yeah, it's almost high funds, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. High funds light.
Moderate funds.
Olaf probably would be better than Eagle in that matchup.
Yeah, definitely an easier matchup for against Bombald, for sure.
The snow and 2 damage to everything. It's strong. If anyone has never played against Olaf in a large fog map, it's an absolute nightmare. Would not recommend.
Yeah.
And that's part of what I think the new tier 2 is trying to address, is that tier 2 in fog, by far the worst tier, and is also heavily Olaf dominated.
Yep. If you have to play Olaf, the other guy gets to play ABB.
Yeah.
Yes, global damage is a problem. Blame Nintendo.
Yes. We need to eliminate global damage.
And Kindle, and Sturm,
And Bombald.
and all players.
Just leave Lash and Grim.
Rachel,
Sammy.
SEO,
Rachel's good.
Nell.
No.
That is okay.
I really like this map. It's a bit silly, but I really like it.
It has a lot of pointless terrain to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
This map could have just been smaller, but
superfluous. But
this was the map that I pushed for Grit to be allowed in tier 4 for the Smacky tournament, and he was allowed, and I don't think he's taken a single game. Is that right?
Really?
I played against this map. Stress and lost. I think he's just so bad in fog.
He's so bad in fog. The map, it looks like it'd be amazing because there's so many like woods for you to hide in, but it's pointless to be in these woods on the edge.
Exactly.
You're doing nothing. And the parts of the map that actually matter, they're of course fairly open. There's a few very nice forests that you can go into, but otherwise you can just kind of get overrun.
Lagatua, tag your maps, tag your videos advanced wars.
He won once. Hey. Oh yeah, Alligatua, your YouTube videos are not tagged for Advanced Wars. So when
they're not searchable.
When Bum searches Advanced Wars, your videos don't show up. Oops.
I don't think mine are either.
There's also, if you're Sammy, you can rush their HQ with an APC pretty quickly. And if they don't go like really fast recon, they won't see you and they'll just lose their HQ.
Why? Yeah. This map is not Global League league. Let's just say that.
It's S rank. It was in Global League before.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
It's pretty fun.
It's a fun map. I definitely rate it.
But yeah, a good example of Grit just being absolutely trash in fog.
Grit, such a sad story. You can never really play him.
He's so difficult.
So Grid should be tier 4 across the board in Global League. That's what we're.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Tier -1. I mean tier 5.
Tier 5.
Slack.
Along with
losing
Grim.
tier 4.
Imagine.
It's rough.
People have thought that he was tier 2 all along, tier 1. When in reality, he was so bad.
Sonya, what's a Sonya map where she's super strong?
Wow, this is apparently one. Everdan, the maker of the map and the top player from back in the day. We used to be called Zeronix.
That makes sense, actually. This map was probably made with Sonya powers in mind.
Yeah, it's settings fog on, ban Sonya, Sturm, Lash, and Javier. A relatively normal fog. Ban Lash.
Are you sure about that?
That's what he said. Sonya banned, Lash banned.
Lash. Wow.
Sonya does not break this map. Just so you know, because
does Lash break this map?
No, Lash doesn't rate this map either.
Ever Dan. I think he's still around. I think he said something in Discord the other day.
Yeah. He's really good too. He's really good.
Yeah, he was one of the OGs.
Sonya's not gonna have a great 46% with 758 games played.
Lash win rate is what matters here.
46% as well.
What?
Hey, not that bad for Sonya.
893 for Lash. It's pretty good for Sonya.
Yeah, it's pretty good for Javier. Look at that, 61%.
It's gonna be really good for Javier. Javier should not be allowed to play on the be playing on this map because you get 2 free comp towers. And then you can just steal your opponents.
Perfectly
Steal the
balanced. What's wrong with that? Let Javier play. Yep, doomed to be banned or bad, generally.
That's why there's only 73 games played. Who's really good on this map? Olaf's really good on this map.
Definitely.
63%, 749 games.
Even Drake has some juice.
Drake's only at 54%. It's not so bad. Grit, 30%.
Oof.
Disaster.
Disaster. Eagles at only 47%. I'm pretty surprised that Eagles.
What's the income?
It's kind of low, no? Isn't it like 18k?
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be low, which is why.
Does it say, or do we have to just calculate it?
Okay.
But it's pretty stally, if I'm not
38,
misremembering. So
19k.
it could be pretty good.
There's also an HQ, so 20k.
But then again, you have Olaf.
Good old Andrew on 51.
Yep.
Yeah, Andy's pretty good here. Man, look, a very nice turn advantage matchup.
Ah, here we go.
49.
All about the win rate, huh?
Yep. That's what I look at. Every time I'm looking at a map, I'm like, how hosed am I?
There was a beautiful moment. Do you remember Vineglaw, the tournament map? I looked at the win rate and it was 150%. Like it was perfect.
Ooh, that's good. There's some big maps like that.
Oh, I mean, the ones that have 10,000 games generally balance out, like a lot of the old voice of Caution maps.
Yeah. Was it Stalingrad? It's like perfect.
Ooh.
I would expect all of the ones that are player tactics should be balanced.
Yeah. Website, you can do it. You can do it. I still see you guys. I'm not liking out. It's okay. Advanced version by web.
That's the site.
Habits chewing the wires again.
Have it. Stop it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 50-50. But it is a little bit favored in like almost
that is definitely acceptable.
That is as perfect as it can get.
Yeah, you can never get true balance, but you can get close enough balance.
To see it. Keep thinking of like more games. We do actually have to to wrap up here. We're already over time, but there's so many maps.
I know. Let's throw a few more questions at Boom.
Okay.
Hit me.
Go for it.
Well, I have one, but I think we already covered it. From Soul for Rent. It's what makes an interesting capture phase, and how do you balance interesting decisions to make them non-obvious?
I think you got to balance it around interesting decisions that are non-obvious. No, I mean, I think cities are a good way to do it. Don't have obvious routes, if you can, but still have clear ways to get money. Like have it so there's multiple routes to go, and they all give you decent income. And have situations where maybe city skipping is good, like we saw on Stalingrad. And have situations where maybe going for some contested properties slightly earlier could be better, but also it could be bad if they counter it. So, have decisions to make about which properties to cap in what order, is basically what I would say. Now, here we go. Genius map design.
The map of all time.
The map
Remove all global league maps. put this in.
Right? I want at least for April Fools, there should be like if you queue up on this day, you're getting this map, regardless of your mode.
Takes
It,
2
it
years to
works in
finish.
Fog. I've played it.
I think they finished the game on this
Fog.
one.
Wow.
I finished a live game in this map and
It's
lost
just a
it
myth. No
against
one's ever finished the game.
DPSI.
I don't believe
Yeah,
you.
but by
That was
the
7
HQ
hours?
cheese.
You played for 7 hours straight.
I think it was 7 hours straight.
No way.
It might be only 5. I thought it was like 7. DPSI's
Wow.
I
recorded
think
the
any
whole
more than
thing.
1 hour is a
It's
lot.
on his YouTube.
Wow.
Did you win?
That's insane.
Oh, he won. Spoilers.
So you played for 7 hours and lost.
I was Rachel against Sammy. I believe.
I mean, at a glance, and hear me out, this might not be a Rachel map.
No. You see, Elise had a whole list of COs that needed to be tested for tiering for this map. And Sammy and Rachel were one of them. Turns out Sammy's pretty good on this map, I gotta say. Rachel, definitely not the map for Rachel. But I did my best. I put up a good fight.
How many turns was it? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I could try to
20,
find
30?
it.
I think I saw there's a game that's been going for like the last 4 or 5 years, and they're up to day like 800, I think.
Nice.
It was a Sasha vs. Kenbei.
How long ago was this? I can just find it. There it is. Was it only day 16? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And yet it
look at
took
the-
5 hours? That's insane.
Look at this. Initial 30 minutes. You guys can't see that part. It says
Yeah.
initial 30 minutes increment 5 days. Max turn 7 days.
No wonder it took so long.
Start with very little time. But boy, is that increment good.
That should be the barrier for entry for Global League. You have to do one of these.
Yeah.
Oof.
Any more questions?
I have one more from Rise, aka Lost and Found. He said, I suggest asking what some Hall of Fame worthy maps are that don't have the tag yet.
Swamp, honestly.
I like Swamp.
I'm a Swamp fan. It probably
Listen,
needs a change.
the Sacks of Terror needs a Hall of
Oh,
Fame.
it's true. It doesn't have a Hall of Fame.
Actually, it's Stacks I could see.
I
think it's got an S.
Why is-
I
Why
almost
is it Swamp
published
spelled
the
like
map.
that?
Why not? Let him cook.
Swamp is pretty fun.
Wait, I thought it was Base Light.
No,
No.
I think I'm confusing you with another one.
this is a fog map, by the way.
Mm.
But the problem is like these roads
It's-
here.
Yeah, it's a questionable route. It needs an edit.
That looks like a standard, man.
I love the
so
design of it.
chunky.
I think it looks very pretty.
Hilarious design.
This would not get an A rank today.
No, definitely.
100%.
This is-
This is a B rank.
I'm
Well,
nostalgic for this because this was one of the first maps I ever played.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. We can't Hall of Fame quote Iota because it hasn't been around long enough, right?
Ooh, what's the standard there? How long does it have to be?
That's probably my best map, I think.
Because this is like last year, right? Yeah.
Rishi says Rivendell.
Rivendell.
I'm
I don't know
kinda
if
Yeah,
hoping-
that was
Rivendell's
pretty good.
I'm kind of hoping Blockchain maybe gets some Hall of Fame nods. But that might be controversial.
How long ago was Blockchain came out? Because I thought
Well, that
Hall of
was
Fame
like-
you had to be out for like at least 5 years or something.
No, it's Hall of
5
Fame.
years.
2022, I think. Blockchain was one of my early maps, probably 2021 even.
You don't think it's 5
Okay,
years?
so 2026 maybe?
I mean,
We
we
get the Hall of Fame.
we know the people who make the rules. We can change the rules.
That's true. That's true.
True.
Well, I think it has to like the Hall of Fame. It was like old. It has to be defining of an era.
Yeah.
I mean, I would argue blockchain feels
Still
similar.
argue blockchain.
It's definitely
I see
been
it.
talked about a lot.
I can definitely see this one, Kodayara, being a Hall of Fame.
I think
in
Kodayara
a
is
few
probably
years.
my best overall map.
One word.
It's all together.
Maybe we looked at this earlier, right? The other blockchain.
I am doing a speed mapping video on baseline fog. So
Ooh,
keep an eye out for that soon.
nice.
I can look. I mean, this is definitely very iconic.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the best balanced map, but it's definitely been one of the more influential maps in the discourse.
If it generates a lot of discussion in the Discord,
Yeah, as we saw the Nightmare
It's all a
Painting
favourite.
map, it's like it's influencing maps that are coming out.
I
I'm a
looked at the
genius.
most recent one was 2019. That's been Hall of Fame, and that's A Hope Forlorn. Or no, there's more maps. Because I thought it had to be old.
I didn't even know there was a year limit. Is that a real thing?
oh, 2019. Oh, I thought it was older.
2018 for first step into fog. That's what
Wait,
I
I
thought.
can't
because
check.
because at least originally when Walker was doing it, there'd be a little disclaimer. It'd be like, this map has been Hall of Fame. This map is in the Hall of Fame as one of the original Wii style maps that has heavily influenced the design.
Yeah, exactly. Heavily influenced competitive design and discussion. Yeah.
So I think there has to be like enough time has passed to
Look.
to have that.
I have the
Everything
date
Greece
when A Hope
arms.
Forlorn was made a Hall of Fame. Do you want to know how many years it was?
5.
Was it
So-
only 2?
So A Hope Forlorn was published on 2019, right? And the Hall of Fame was given in 2022.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
3 years.
There you go.
3 years.
Just 3 years.
Okay, that's not so bad.
So
Yeah, an
That's
era
a-
is 2 years according to Walker there. So
An era is 2 years. No,
I mean,
that's true. 2020 to
almost my
2022.
third era, Jesus.
You're almost there.
there you go. So blockchain this year, maybe next
For
year?
Hall of Fame.
Next year, it's
What
up for
about
it's up for Hall of Fame.
I'd also set up for S rank.
There's a C rank Hall of Fame somewhere.
Oh yeah. I think there's 1 or 2 maps that are C rank Hall of Fame. It's very funny.
Honestly, well, Hall of Fame is like historical records, right? So the rank doesn't really
Yeah.
It
matter.
has to be defining. Yeah. A S. There's some B's. There's a C. Callisto.
There are some fun ones. There's one. Callisto, yeah.
This is 2011 though. That makes more sense. High funds.
Yeah, I mean, we could argue that standards were once lower.
Oh wait, this is actually the map that Walker was saying that was the first high funds map ever.
Yeah.
It was like the beginning of like, hey, we should make high funds, and then him and
Oh, there's
Boys of
airports.
Akasha were like, that'd be interesting.
I moved this map into Innovative to recognize it as the first map to use this type of FDA counter for high funds games. This map has now been moved into the Hall of Fame for the same reasons. That seems good to me. That's a good reason to put in the Hall of Fame.
Nah, we don't need reasons. Get my maps in there. Reason? Who
Look at
needs
this
it?
Walker
there's-
Hall of Fame zone map. Rush with Death.
We don't talk about it, but Walker can do whatever he wants.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty true.
No,
There's another word. There's another C rank Hall of Fame, and this one is very funny. you need to show it. Go. You need to show this map.
I was thinking where Walker.
This map.
Walker didn't state. Maybe Walker wasn't the one that Hall of Fame did because there wasn't a message from Walker about
I mean, we could check. We have the logs.
Oh yeah. We have the power.
You have the power. What's the map?
This one's called Mind Trap. It's the only other C rank Hall of Fame map. And when you see the map, tell me what your initial what it makes you think of.
It makes me think of a war room.
This is the card map.
That is a card map.
2006 though. This was
Boot
prehistoric.
camp playable.
Half of
2006. Yeah.
half of today's players weren't even born when this came out.
This is war room.
Yeah, war room.
Campaign map. That's so funny.
This map is in the Hall of Fame as one of the most influential standard competitive maps of its era, 2007 to 2010.
What an era.
Man, what an era.
The competitive era.
Roamed the land. Map makers could roam free.
Like how it says right, boot camp playable.
Standards non-existent.
Oh wow, this one's really funny. I wonder if this map creator has any other ones.
I wonder how the original developers of the original games, like what they would think of the current map making meta.
Oh, I know. The
probably
campaign
like, "Oh, it's
maps are
ugly."
awful. They're so bad.
Caustic. When was Caustic? When did that come out?
2010.
Rainy, 2008. There you go. Sahara, 2007.
Eesh. Wow.
That's still getting play. Yeah, I mean,
You had this one in 2006, and the next year you had Sahara. What a change!
They're both influencing the same standard meta.
They're from the same era.
it was a Wild West back then.
We're being so
That is
mean
the
to
Wild
them.
West indeed.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
What a change! That was like Voice of Akasha coming in, like with a cloak, all like godlike. I come to revolutionize the competitive.
I think as always. But for the new map makers out there, your C and B rank maps today would be Hall of Fame bangers if they were made 20 years ago.
Exactly. We're just too late. We should have started doing maps like 15 years ago. We'd be getting Hall of Fame.
You got it on Advance Wars when there were 3 people on the site.
Yeah. The only reason that in the campaign you hate fighting Grit and Fog is because he has a bajillion pre-deployed units. You don't have to fight Grit and Fog.
And because he cheats.
And he cheats.
He sees
at the
everything.
same time. Yeah.
Wait, actually, was this changed to desert tile set?
No, these are planes.
Oh, it should. That'd be nice. We need Voice of Akasha to change it.
I think it looks better on desert. I never use Days of Ruin.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the meat look.
Yeah.
The meats look.
I want to fight in someone's stomach.
It's just you play Meat Boy all the time.
I think you can make a map around like that aesthetic and make it look good.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely influences what I do. Like, I'll change it early on.
Yeah.
In the
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the desert
I think also.
very bright.
What's that?
Oh, the river.
Oh, sorry, not the river. The shoals in desert are really bright.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
are
it looks
very
like
bright.
sewer water. This just looks like sewer water. Let's be honest.
That is true. The desert shoals are incredibly bright.
I think if you go to desert and Days of Ruin and you come back to the standard green, you realize the standard green is actually a really good tile set.
I like the shoals more. I don't like.
It's
I
such
don't
a
know why.
clean
I
design.
can't look at the grass and it doesn't look like the grass anymore. I don't know what
It's just-
happened.
Well, I mean,
What kind
the
of
standard
tutorial?
also got a rework.
Did it?
You know how it got a rework? Like this one, the normal one? It has the shades of the forest now, like
Well, it's got the little shadows, yeah.
So the shadows. Instead of having this black background, it has all planes. So the cities and the properties no longer have like black squares around them. It's just planes, so it looks better. There was a few things.
All the planes look more
changed.
yellow than they should.
I think so too.
I don't understand what happened.
The silos were changed as well. They looked really bad, and now they look cleaner. The actual tiles.
Is that true? Do we have like an old video we can look at to compare?
Not on hand. You maybe can compare real quick.
Maybe not on my channel, but I know D just had maybe at the start.
Scorpion Operation, good call.
Scorpion Operations are great.
Oh yeah. You can definitely tell the difference.
Really?
You look up at it is. All the black squares around the cities is.
Oh yeah, that part
you can't really tell now.
But is the grass a different color?
The fog. So
you sound like a conspiracy theorist. They're changing the color of our grass.
I can't really tell, but the silos and the black squares.
All right. Maybe they didn't change the color. Every time I look at it, it looks like it's been changed. Changed our grass.
But there has been other reworks as well. The Amber Blaze HQ was slightly changed as well.
Oh, they've changed the HQ multiple times now.
I think the neutral color also has changed because I feel like it's a little bit more white than it was before. Especially with the comm towers, I've noticed there's a little bit of a difference.
That doesn't sound real. More white? What are you talking about?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's less gray, maybe.
It's like the grass, man. It's like the grass.
I've not noticed those little white changes.
They just turned on the brightness to everything.
They did. They made their mountains
and also
tiny.
the small mountains.
Yeah, the small mountains.
That's the other difference.
That's true.
I like that.
Although not in the editor, as I reported the other day.
Oh, snap.
Oh, oof.
Do you guys like Scorpion Operation?
I appreciate it. It's a non-standard map.
I feel like I got burnt out from it.
You
Because
got
I
burnt
had
out
two
from
really stressful games from, on it at the same time, and I mean I did end up winning both of them, but it was like it really took a toll. It's because there's so much like depth that you have to analyze and where you move units. It's almost like a brush with death.
It is kind of like brush with death.
Every tile that you move or don't move determines the match.
Yeah, these old school maps without towers, with more tricky setups.
I know, right?
It's like it's a different style game. It's much slower, more like as the developers intended kind of story.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because there'll be a lot of fighting on like the sides here, and then sometimes you can just kind of walk up and take their HQ.
I've never seen that happen.
You can just be like, we're doing all this fighting. You know what? I'm just going to ditch this fight and just send all my units straight up here and threaten your HQ. If you ever tried that, give it a go. It's fun. Because you can first harass it a lot, harass over here a lot with like your copters.
Just go crazy here.
I think that the copter first advantage is absolutely insane on this map.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that will like base delay, base skip just to get a first copter.
Isn't my website? You can do it. It's 53,
oh wait, have you seen the
so
have you seen the original or like the reversion of this one?
Is that Operation Scorpion?
Wait, is this not the original?
Maybe.
No.
It's tagged on the map comments by the mapper.
Okay, Operation.
It might be that one. Yeah, Operation Scorpion. So I think the mapper made this one. So he made the one that we know.
Yeah. Is this different? Oh, you can't walk to the airport.
Yeah. Look at the mountain ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like there's no access to the one base.
So like,
Yeah.
this was made later. This was like an attempted fix.
Yeah.
It's like
It looks worse to me.
Well, this just turns into a giant choke, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
That's
protect
just
this
like-
airport?
Fill it with rockets and very
The,
like,
the anti-air just goes straight up.
yeah. Just charge to that airport.
Just
Nothing else matters.
I think B rank is generous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how many like people just have like one S rank map and then disappear forever.
Mech defends for the airport, but it doesn't even defend on buy.
If you're making their one base send mechs that way, you probably really
That's
want to
true. Look at Rivendell.
Oof, Rivendell. What
This was the OG. I've made maps based on this one.
You've made maps based on this one?
Yeah, this is a foundational baseline.
You can of course tell it was made by Elise.
This is almost mixed base.
It is.
Baseline.
Yeah, I reckon this is baseline mixed. I wouldn't tag it that, but
It's-
it kind of is.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
The HQ's insanely vulnerable, of course.
I think you have to on baseline. If it's not vulnerable, it's invincible.
Yeah.
Oh, did you know that let's put the silos to indicate what are the routes that you should take with your tank if you want to defend the HQ?
Really?
Interesting.
The base is in the middle. If you look at if you path the tank towards the back, there's two silos. That one to defend the city.
That one?
So
That
so
one,
yeah,
that one?
so exactly. So the port is like to tell you should. That one takes you to that silo to defend the HQ, and the other silo takes you to the other silo to defend that city. So he did like
Yeah,
a little drawing with
1,
the silo
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the silo for?
to defend that city. It's like
This one?
I would actually discourage that for people making maps today. Don't give tanks safe sitting zones.
yeah. I know. But I think it was more so like this is the path if you want to go defend the HQ, because you would just usually do the maximum movement, and then it's like, oh no, you're like one tile too far from the HQ. So if you want to actually defend the HQ, you have to use the other silo.
I like it conceptually, but not balance wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought it was just funny.
Because the silos do something, yeah.
And
Not
it's so,
just a-
even the reinforced routes, taking the HQ is so hard.
Taking the HQ
Yeah.
is so hard on this map?
Wow. It doesn't need to be harder.
It's so easy to take this HQ. You like get T-copter, you rush it down quickly. We'll have to like...
Yeah, if you have a few units to block, you can get it.
It's on the edge of the...
Or just the pressure of it can be very strong. No, you're like, whoa, watch out, I'm gonna go for your HQ, and then all of a sudden they have to send everything towards the other side, and then you're like,
Let's just take
whoop,
this stuff
actually I'm
back.
gonna go to the other side.
Yeah.
You got that big pivot. It's pretty strong.
I think it's a very good map. I think it is very frustrating to play sometimes.
Yeah.
The all like this one pathway choke point area just kill. I mean, this base just dies so easily.
Yeah,
Just 'cause
sometimes you have good
we're-
ideas that just don't play very well.
You've got airport plus base against base is in choke points, so you can
Yeah.
always have something that can block whatever they build. They build an anti-air, you block with a copter or a T-copter. Or they build a tank, you block with a T-copter or copter. They build an anti-air, you block with a tank, and they just can't. It can get very frustrating. This is where you'll first
Yeah.
learn. This is the map you'll learn just how weak these bases can be.
It's a good example of
loves how
decision making there.
Yeah. Rishi loves how each base is responsible for so many fronts.
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
That's
Each
true.
base
That's
has
true.
a lot of things it has to think about.
That's very true.
This map easily could be a 3-base map, but no, it's a base light.
the best kind of
This
decision.
is a good map. This is a good map.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame contender 2021.
Maybe.
Yep. Coming up.
All right, let's do one more map.
Definitely. This is an easy Hall of Fame map.
We'll do one more map and then call it there. So does anyone have
Ooh, one last
final map to look at?
Should it be hyphens? So we haven't looked at hyphens.
Oh, true.
Let's see. What's your favorite map?
Spam on a unicycle.
High fun. I don't really do much high funds, I have to admit.
Oh, snap.
I've seen you making a few
I mean, I
hyphens.
dabble. I don't think I have any in league though. What's the latest tournament map for high funds?
The latest tournament? See which ones are on Global League. Or someone in the chat if they wanna say a Global League map. Or any hyphens map. Ooh.
Agena was being talked about recently.
There's this
Forward.
map. I think there's this map. I think you played on it. Go. It's called Capsized. It looks crazy.
Capsized?
It's like. I mean, you know, it's a Walker map.
Probably with an S.
No, it's all together. Capsized. Oh yeah, you have it
Is that
with a
not?
capital C. I'm not sure if that changed.
Oh, it's because I have.
Oh no. Oh, it's
probably
not S rank.
It's not S rank. That's why.
Of course.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
A rank.
this map. I do not like this map.
When you try and get heavy naval going, you gotta do some weird stuff to make it good.
It is a very strange map.
This is a very strange map. It's a really. I find it a very uncomfortable map to play. I think if you have a lot of experience playing on the map, and then you play against someone who doesn't have any experience on it, you're gonna have a very fun time. Because
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of little timings, like 2 or 3 turn timings to go for like these island properties or to like harass their airport and stuff like that, or try and kill off their one base. That when you're playing it for the first time is just a pain to be constantly looking at the map and be like, what are they threatening to do in high funds in 2 turns or 3 turns?
Yeah, high funds heightens everything.
Like these 2 airports are really close to each other. And
Oh,
this
there's 3 airports. Wow.
Yeah. And this airport is not actually covered by an anti-air on buy. So you have to like be prepared for if they're coming over to interrupt. If they like go like because they'll go for the airport capture really quickly because it's right there. And it takes you 1, 2, 3 capture. It takes 3 turns to go from this base to this airport. So they can get a battle copter and like threaten to go up here with it and then come over and interrupt your airport. And then they can just deny your airport for the entire game. And they can kind of just blindside you.
Yeah,
It didn't
it
happen
forces
to me,
you to be very
but
active.
I saw it coming. And then all the comm towers are on these little islands,
Yeah.
which means there could be times since they're on these like very vulnerable islands. If you manage to capture one, you're probably never going to lose it.
Yep.
Because they're very easy to interrupt. So if you manage to sneakily get one with maybe some sneaky transport buys, maybe you build like a black hole here. Maybe it's just transport copters doing transport copter things, but you can very easily get an advantage that's hard to overtake and stuff like that. I just find it really difficult. I probably just don't have enough experience in high funds, but I find it very difficult to parse what to do.
You know what's the solution? To play it live.
Play it live.
I'm a big live fan.
I'm a big
Then
live
it's like-
fan when both players don't know the map. I feel like in live the knowledge checks become even more
Well, I mean,
exaggerated.
that's a map issue. We should not have knowledge checks.
Every map has a knowledge check of some sort.
Well, I mean, if you've never played on it and you've never seen it, then yeah. But
Sure. Yeah, you do have to play on a map at least once to really get it.
yeah,
And that can be rough in live, especially because if you played on a map before, for one, you spend far less time on your turns, and you'll have a developed game plan like immediately. Where the person who's just playing for the first time is spending time trying to figure out what to do, and will also have a worse game plan typically.
Life is a knowledge check.
Life is a knowledge check. Yeah.
true. I mean, I can definitely see, like this playing this map asynchronously, the amount of simulations that you run in your head of possibilities is just like so stressful. Like I already got stressed out with Scorpion Operation. This is like this is like exponentially more.
Yeah.
There's just so much that can happen.
Yeah, I find high fun's a little bit stressful to play.
It definitely
It can definitely be sometimes.
It definitely. I can understand that. No offense to Walker, of course.
Full offense. Fight us.
I'm definitely not
I
salty
wonder if
that
Walker
like,
watches
every
this.
single one of my High Funds games was on a Walker map.
Well, I
He
mean,
does
not,
like
not many people make high funds maps.
That is true.
It's like Pinwheel, Walker, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. That means, are you saying
That
we
means
need
you
more
gotta start
high
doing
fans
more of them.
mappers?
Can't someone else do it?
We need more mappers. We do have some.
We do.
We have a lot of new mappers. You know, starting to get really good. So I'm really happy about that.
It is really good.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm glad to hear about the. You say it was a monthly. Like
it's
map
weekly.
fest? Oh, it's a weekly. Map
The
fest.
weekly, yeah, the DMC. It was started by Daddy Maxak.
I went off and do it in the Design Maps channel.
Very
Yep.
nice.
You should come by and put your vote. There's like a little vote of like what the challenge is gonna be.
Okay.
Every week.
Okay.
That's funny.
That sounds good. Well, we've gone almost an hour over the predicted length, but that's okay. It's been fun.
Oh, it's been 3 hours. Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yelling at maps.
Yeah. Like we do.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much
It has.
for joining
Oh,
us.
yeah. Thank you for having me.
Do you have any shout outs or any last comments?
Any last words, Boom?
Any last words?
Van Kindle?
Van Kindle. Oh,
Good. Approved.
Make more maps. That's my actual last words. Everyone,
oh yeah. Make more maps. Have fun.
let me rest.
Bum rest. And people can find you on the Advanced Wars by Web Discord. Do you have like a YouTube or anything like that?
I
Social
do.
media?
It's under a different name though, because I don't want people searching for bum.
That's fair.
It's AWBW.
AWBW. You make. What do you?
I mean, I don't post that often, but I make videos every few months.
Is it about Advanced Wars by Web?
Yeah, mostly.
Nice. There you go.
Maybe one
Awesome.
coming soon. Keep an eye out.
Ooh, one coming soon. All right, Habits. Do you have any last mentions?
Habits? Where's habits?
Why did I say Habits? Humida. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Ping habits for no reason.
Well, thanks, Bum, for being here. A lot of fun. We could
Yeah, it was
literally be talking about maps and Advance Wars for hours and days. We
It's
could
true.
Never get tired.
Probably.
And apparently another 26 people as well.
They stuck around forever.
Yeah. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Had a great time. Thanks for being here. Also, like crazy the time difference. We haven't even mentioned that, but
Oh my gosh!
I'm
Yeah.
not sure that people
You guys
know, but
great. I'm fine.
we're like 3 different time zones around the
Yeah.
world.
What is it? It's almost 9 p.m. where I am.
It's
I
1
made it
a.m.
lunch.
here, and it's like
what-
2 p.m. where Boom is.
No, I think it's lunchtime for him, right?
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. now.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh!
here it's 1
There you
a.m.
go. It's truly
my bedtime.
international.
I need to go to sleep.
What an international community we have here.
It's true.
True.
Well, thank you everyone for joining. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll have another podcast coming up next month, I do believe. We'll have to figure out what that one's going to be on, but it should be fun. I hope everyone enjoyed. I leave you all with the classic Apple because of for being a teacher. They just stuck around. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're signing off.
Bye.
Hey.
It's Go 7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go 7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins.